Alright, we're going. Hello, welcome to session 8 of the seasonal arc. Title of the session is Ramble On. Today I have with me
David. I am playing Karnan, the male fighter.
I'm Kevin, and I play Domno, the human fighter / monk.
So I'm Jacob, and I'm playing Turok, the Goliath fighter.
And I'm Kyle. I'll be playing Cassius, the human swashbuckler ranger.
And I'm Clint, and I'm playing all the other fuckheads. So, a lot of shit happened. I don't even know where to begin. You guys missed a session and a massive RP, so I guess I'll just do the recap of last session. Session, you guys were going to an archaeological ruin to recover the rotting teeth of autumn, the artifact of the god of perpetual autumn, the goddess of perpetual autumn, I think is her name. The rotting teeth of autumn were going to be possibly useful because the legends spoke of, Herbert said their legends spoke of destroying things very easily, reducing things to rotting them to ruin and that sort of thing, rusting and rotting and all that sort of shenanigans, which might be useful for penetrating the font of shadows to get at the god of endless winter. So you got there to these ruins and you found that they were giant ruins. You went deep beneath the earth, kind of. There was a fortress there with a portcullis gate, and it was all of a black Lujgau stone. The stone that is invulnerable and immune to magic and all that jazz, the same type of stuff that the font is made out of. But the portcullis gate, which was this huge, like 100-foot wide portcullis, had like a 10 by 10 section of it that looked like the bars of the portcullis had been deleted, and what remained was popped out and put aside. Beyond that was a kind of ruined arrow trap. The guys had found big, massive, giant-sized wagons with these huge shelled lizard skeletons attached to them, like the animals had died while still hitched and kind of never got free. So you guys dug into the wagons, found some huge ingots of metal, and kind of hurled them down this arrow trap hallway to like depress the trap sensors, so to speak, and just kind of walk down them in. You guys found this huge room of structures. There was a huge, giant-sized forge, a huge stable, a barracks. There were signs of the previous expedition from Eriskor Mongoinen, the last known possessor of the rotting teeth of autumn. There's also a bone pile. It looked like maybe a dozen human skeletons. Like there was a pyramid of skulls. Surrounding that was like a fence of stacked rib bones, and then spiraling off of that were just dozens of every other bone in the human body, kind of making this horrific spiral. And all of the bones were stripped like clean. They had human-sized teeth marks on them, and some of them were blackened, some of them were cut, some of them were broken. Everything else was covered in dust, and you could see signs that Eriskor Mongoinen had actually started excavating some of the ruins. There were organized piles, there were painted placards of like numbers, and the numbers corresponded to buildings in this fortress. So that was pretty gross, and I think if I remember right, Herbert vomited a little bit, and it was kind of creepy. And you guys wandered around through this big room, like inspecting things and that sort of thing, and everything was covered in thick piles of dust. You found a well. The forge you guys found was fueled by lava, like the hearth was filled with lava. There was this vat of acidy stuff that smelled kind of like blood, but wasn't blood. It was white, thick, viscous stuff. And there were lots of tools. Everything was made out of that black. A lot of the stuff was made out of black Lujgau stone. Some of it was metal. Some of it was wood. There was a stable. There was some tack and harness type stuff. There were a couple more skeletons of those huge shelled lizards. And when I say huge shelled lizards, I mean like 30-foot long. They were. And they looked. Looking at them, you could describe them as a cross between like a turtle and an ankylosaurus. That kind of vibe. After that, you found a mushroom cave with these giant like piles of mushrooms, and it smelled of fresh shit. And you found footprints in the dust. This room, turns out, was inhabited by a crazy guy covered in scars. Like his entire epidermis or dermis or whatever was just knotted scar tissue. And he was naked, and it was gross. But he had this little like artifact that Domhnall has with 2 studs on it that allowed him to teleport around, and every time he teleported, it sheared off a flap of skin. And the only thing he could carry with him was this little artifact in one hand and a knife that was a rotting tooth of autumn. So you guys fucked around with him on these pillars, and he teleported around and generally just kind of annoyed you guys. Eventually killed him. Collected the rotting teeth of autumn, which he had strung up on the ceiling in some sort of like a spinning mobile, like you see for kids, but like faster, and it was just kind of spinning in space. And there was this lever that was used to raise and lower the pillars in the room, and like the whole fortress kind of shifted a little bit. When you released the lever or whatever, it exposed another tunnel. You guys went through the tunnel and you found what you thought was a tomb full of all these giants. And there was this huge black Lugau stone coffin with a lid of glass on it. And there was a giant perfectly preserved in there. If I remember right, Herbert tried... Canathar had given Herbert this pep talk about not just observing history, but taking part of it. And Herbert kind of let it get to him, and he was like, he grabbed a rotting tooth of autumn and was going to like crack open the glass. And I forget why he stopped, but eventually you guys did end up opening it up. Cassius decided that he was going to...
do the same thing Herbert was going to do.
Yeah. And then he decided that he was going to put water from the chalice down the giant's throat. After about 3 days, the giant woke up. He introduced himself as Carrick Manos, the king of the Black Anvil clan?
Forge or something like that.
I think it was
Black Anvil?
Something
Black
along that
Anvil
lines.
clan, something like that. I forget. It's written down somewhere. And he said he was a giant from like 4,000 years ago, and he had been put in suspended animation by the god known as the King in White. And he explained that a long, long time ago, the gods and the Lugau got into a fight. The giants were kind of manipulated and used by both sides against their will, and eventually the King in White helped the giants go into suspended animation to avoid the war between God and Lugau. And that's how he came to be where he was. It was nothing the chalice did to resurrect him. It was just the suspended animation he was in going away and him waking up. And you guys kind of talked for a while. He asked what the fuck was going on, and you guys talked about the gods and the war between the gods and Lugau. The gods were trying... This is some of the stuff that's going on in the RP now, Dave. The gods and the Lugau were arguing basically over the gods trying to defeat this threat to the planet, and the Lugau being like, well, why don't you explain it to us? And the gods being like, nah, we don't want to. We got shit to do. We're too busy. And then war ensued, and the giants were trying to help the gods to stop whatever was going on. They were going from continent to continent, building stuff. Carrick Manos didn't really specify. But eventually they were manipulated by the powers of the Lugau to fight against the gods, and the gods were using them to fight the Lugau, and it was this whole big thing. Lots of giants died, and it was pretty rough because they were artists, they're not
A lot of
warriors.
anger.
What's that?
A lot of rage.
A lot of rage, a lot of anger, a lot of nonsense going on. Carrick Manos identified the rotting teeth of autumn as the claws of the god he knew as the Scarless Queen. He identified the chalice of balance as containing a piece of the god he knew as the King in White. He said that something about the chalice, whenever he was detecting magical items and magical artifacts, he was always sniffing things. Like he can detect magic by sniffing, it looks like. He after smelling the chalice, he kind of said there's something about the chalice that's trying to hide its true nature. I feel like there might be something in there, and the powers of whatever is in there are trying to hide their nature. They're trying to actively not be as powerful seeming. But Herbert was like using his detect magic stud and being like, yeah, that's super fucking powerful and shit. Through talking, you guys decided that maybe we could melt the silver off what's in there. So Cassius took the giant silver chalice to the forge and set it next to the lava and
Wait.
walked away.
This is like one of the artifacts.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yes.
chalice.
You know, like the
balance.
one I wrecked the one.
So we melted another one.
I melted the silver of the other one.
Cassius
It gets better.
Cassius took the giant chalice of balance and he put it in the forge. And then he walked away and met up with everyone who was like, we want to go look what's happening. By the time everyone got back to this forge, including Karen Manos, there was this immensely bright white light glowing from the forge.
Of course there was.
And Cassius started to approach, and he sees a skull kind of lying on the ground. Now, all the silver is melted off the chalice to reveal a giant skull that was kind of reminiscent of the changer that you guys saw in the sewers of Millen. Like the same formation of skulls, so it's a changer's skull. The giant sapphires had rolled out, and the light was emanating from the skull. And Cassius kept approaching, and he kept being filled with vital energy and more vital energy,
It hurt a lot.
which hurt and was uncomfortable. And eventually, when he got over half his hit points in bonus temporary hit points, he exploded in a blast of blinding white energy that dealt radiant damage. But then Kandar healed him, and Karen Manos like dived in there and threw the skull out, and
What is it?
That's good stuff.
It heals a lot, actually, when it's not in silver.
It's not destroying your face off.
Yes.
yeah, it heals like 2d8 plus 5 in the bright light portion, and 1d8 plus 5 in the
So it's
dim
like
light.
radiant healing.
Yeah, until it causes you to explode from healing
Once
too
you're,
much.
once you're at half your max hit points, you go.
Yeah.
After your skin starts burning off.
After you're at full hit points, it gives you temporary hit points, and when those temporary hit points equal greater than half your maximum hit points, then you explode.
The thing is, there was a lot of warnings before he blew up.
There was lots and lots of
Who
warnings.
blew up?
I blew up.
Cassius.
He's alive though. He
He's
just
alive,
exploded, but he's fixed.
Yeah, like he had like holes in his.
Yeah, like energy just
I
like
also
poured its way out of his
critically
chest.
failed a death save.
Yes, he did.
How? Wait. So
He exploded.
what? How did you? How were you warned?
He kept getting hotter.
It got hotter. Eventually, my skin started burning. I was smoking. There was light coming from my body.
So at what point did you think it was a good idea to continue?
With his motivation for a healing item, he's going to keep continuing.
His heart set on it.
So
His whole character is built around he wants to be back with his sister, who's dead, and he blames himself for her death. So if he can get it by dying or finding an artifact to resurrect her, those are the two
we got
motivators he's in.
one person in our group that is told that you gotta give her a rest and keeps poking and prodding.
I thought I was putting it back to sleep.
No, you put it to sleep, all right.
So
That's
after
good.
that,
I like what I have now way better.
after that,
Much to of you.
I forget if it was Kevin Domhnall or Cassius Kyle had the idea.
both of us.
The idea that perhaps we could reforge the ashes of the blade of bone and flame, use them as carbon involved in making iron into steel. They floated that idea to Karen Manos, who's a master smith, and he was like, I could probably do that.
He's like, yeah, whatever. Wednesday.
So he reforged that into a pretty nifty spear, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Not nearly as potent as the blade of bone and flame, but capable of some interesting stuff. He was able to forge the rotting teeth of autumn into a kind of like cutlass with a handguard with like rotting teeth of autumn as spikes on it.
The blade of bone and flame is the one that we destroyed on the pillar.
That's the one you destroyed in the film.
It's reforged into his spear.
Now it's the spear of
Like, so it's the head of the spear, basically.
Karen
Yeah,
The
Manos.
tip of the spear.
Yeah, he gave him it's got a steel looking spearhead with a stud on each side.
Ooh.
But the stud is red. When the blade is ignited, it kind of swirls into like red and yellow and orange flames bisected by a black pupil. And the haft of the spear is black, a thin pole of blackstone.
Oh, so it's not wooden.
We got a magic
It's not
disc
what-
if you want it.
A what?
Magic disc it lets you teleport if you want it.
I don't do magic.
You don't want this one either.
Yeah, you don't want this one either.
This was the stud the crazy guy had that ripped his flesh off. I have it. Like, worst case scenario.
And his
It
testicles
teleports
are ripped off,
most
too.
of you to a new destination, just not
100%.
100%.
Like 98,
like it's
99.
Just, like
Just
it
requires a minute sacrifice.
it just requires a minute sacrifice.
Your
Um,
genitals are 1% of your body, and you miss
Yeah.
1% when you teleport.
That's
So
pretty
he-
substantial.
So he was able to incorporate 3 of the 9 teeth into a black stone kind of like cutlass. So that's pretty neat for Kyle to use, Cassius to use. And he mentioned that you could slot new teeth in if the teeth that were already in there shattered. So
Which is something that can happen.
yeah, there's still.
it's more difficult now that they've been incorporated into a weapon.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Cassius can do things to like, hey, I'm not gonna smack these teeth against stone,
Wow.
Oh, that reminds me. You guys in Kamanos also talked about like the gods, and Kamanos only knew of 4 gods: the Starless Queen, the Horned Queen, the Scaled King, and the King in White.
Yep.
When you guys started talking about the god of endless winter,
Oh.
he had no idea who the fuck that was or what the Font of Shadow was. Eventually, through talking, he described the Font of Shadows as something called the Source, and he said that the Source is the source of all magic. Whatever's inside the walls of Black Lugao Stone is the source of all magic.
And
Yes.
he laughed at us trying to use the teeth to get inside.
Yeah, he said something about the Black Stone, the Black Lugao Stone of the Font of Shadows, the Source, bathing in the energies of magic for 4,000 years, making them nearly indestructible. You can kind of infer.
Saying there's a chance.
There is a chance. He mentioned that you could probably scratch them.
Yeah.
Hey,
You can dig out of prison with a spoon.
can't move a mountain in a day, man.
That's true.
I don't know if you named the cutlass or not that yet, but I came up with Scarless Cutlass for an artifact.
I've been calling it the Tooth Blade.
Toothblade.
Scarless.
The biter.
Scarless. Cutlass. And what have you been calling the spear?
The spear of. How do I say his name?
Spear
of-
How does Clint pronounce his name?
Kirank
Those are
Manos.
actually pretty warm Doritos.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
So,
They're good.
I had to eat
Try
the
these.
spicy ones.
you also showed Kirank Manos a map of the continent, and he was like, "Oh, the water levels have risen," because he kind of expressed. He kind of explained that your quest is futile, that you're going to be able to scratch the walls of the font, but you're not going to be able to dig through them, and they're hundreds of feet thick.
Right.
And he said that perhaps you could talk to a creature known as Eisman in the House of Eyes.
Is it Eisman or the Eisman?
Either works.
Okay.
I forget which I called him originally, but I've been referring to him as Eisman.
Okay.
He was an agent of the gods, and he may know the way into the source. He also mentioned that he was going to try and wake up the rest of his people, and that he fully supported your quest, and he had an idea about how you could get to the corroded coast where the House of Eyes is, because wherever it was is now submerged because of the rising water levels. So he's been doing a lot of things over the course of the past 5 days. There's a lot of rumbling, and that sort of thing. It also is kind of apparent that in his tomb where you guys originally found him, he ended up taking a hammer to the walls and the bodies there, and it wasn't actually walls of black Lugao stone or corpses. It was all just plaster and paper mache and that sort of thing. And he kind of revealed a different system for aligning the fortress, because the whole fortress is on screws, and as you turn some wheels, it grinds down and realigns where this core part meets up. So you guys have the impression that there's much more of a fortress here than this one big room you've encountered. So
In the room there was like a little forge and some kind of stable and like a barracks.
Okay.
So after he agreed to work on toys for you and give you passage to the House of Eyes, he twisted some wheels in this former tomb of his and opened up a whole new section of the fortress, one of which was this huge sliding door that had like anvils and hammers and giants doing hammering stuff on it, and the other was like a boat on a river. So that's where we are. It's the 32nd of first month, 4,033 DOS. Domhnall just got a spear. Cassius just got his teeth. Scarlet's cutlass. Cutlass, that's what it's called, cutlass.
Scarlet's cutlass.
Any questions before we continue?
Canine rapier.
Questions, comments, concerns?
It's a lot to download, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
That's why I suggested that you read it. Feel free to glance at it in the time between now and our next session. Just
How many teeth were there in total? It was 9.
nine, 3 of which are on the Scarlet's cutlass.
9.
So now that Cassius is following his new cutlass, carrying Kamanos moves to a very small object under cloth and gestures for Canathar to approach. When he pulls away the cloth, he reveals a small black stone pot that could fit in your palm, covered in like a wire cage. The pot is filled with soil and has a plant growing in it. The plant is green like a cactus, but looks like a small toadstool mushroom. Like it doesn't have like spots of red and white. It's just solid green like a cactus. Karen Kamanos says, and the cap of the mushroom is covered in like cactus-like needles, so it's like a cactus toadstool, basically. Karen Kamanos says, Canathar, I have noticed your affection for the dank plants of Yofka. How often you imbibe them and the intensity of what you imbibe leads me to believe that this is an ideal gift for you. This plant is the last of its kind, called the Croton cactus. During the war between gods and Luzhgao, the Luzhgao cultivated these plants to enhance their human warriors. Few possess the tolerance necessary to function while enjoying their effects, but I believe you do. At that point, the cap of the mushroom kind of splits apart and this little tongue flicks out like a snake testing the air. It's covered in like little spines. Karen Kamanos goes on, the chemicals secreted by the Croton cactus are not habit-forming and will fill you with a dank sensation that I believe you are well accustomed to, as well as enhance your reflexes and strength to some degree. It is, however, a short-lived sensation, and you must let the plant nibble on you a little bit so that it can secrete the chemicals into your bloodstream. He pauses for a moment and with a very serious tone of voice says, because he's kind of been like smirking as he's been saying some of this stuff, but now he's like stone-faced, dead serious. Do not ever let it out of the pot. The pot is blackstone, so it will not break, but do not allow it to set down roots outside the pot. It is a resilient species that spreads quickly and is responsible for the destruction of several ecosystems in this area.
Whoa.
And then I was going to do some
responsibility
stuff
for a
where
stoner.
he tested it out and
They get
described
rid
what
of
it does, but we're not going to do that because Canathar is not here.
Boo.
Does Chronicles really think it'll grow in the desert?
It's part cactus.
I was gonna say it is half cactus.
Fair enough.
That's like the only thing that grows in there.
He seems pretty sure that if it gets out of that pot, it's going to be fucking fine. Which is why it's got the cage on
Like,
it
it
too.
can't walk, can it?
No, but it's got a blackstone pot and a wire cage just to make sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's like gremlins.
It's like
Just
it's like
don't
a
feed
it's like
it
a
after
piranha
midnight,
plant
it'll
or
be
something
fine.
like that.
It's a cactus flytrap.
Karen Kamanos then says,
They're
Karnan,
really big.
your turn has come.
Huh.
And he pulls away a cloth to reveal a human-sized suit of scale mail, a longsword, and what kind of shield do you have now? A medium, light, heavy? What kind of
Yes.
AC bonus does it have?
2.
2, okay.
That's medium, I believe, right?
I think
yeah,
there's
medium.
only one type of shield.
No,
There are
In
three.
his, there's 3.
Yeah, in his
Oh,
there's
I
3.
forgot that.
Tower
Light,
shield.
medium, and heavy, all corresponding to a proficiency.
Right.
It's called the shield of the games. I mean,
He reveals a human-sized suit of scale mail, a longsword, and a medium shield. The scales on the scale mail are clearly from a giant-sized suit. They're much larger than normal, but they've been incorporated and repurposed to kind of fit human size and
Pretty.
dimensions. It's all blackstone. The armor, the shield, and the longsword are all blackstone.
so you're saying I'll match.
Yes.
It's like
The armor is unchanged from regular scale mail, except that its AC is 15 rather
it's
than
lower.
14.
Oh, I have chainmail.
You have chainmail?
Yeah,
Then it's chainmail. It's chainmail,
that's 16.
and it's what is the regular?
16.
16. So now it's 17. It's chainmail. That's AC is 16. I thought you told me you had scale mail.
Well, I might have, but
Okay,
it's
alright.
it's there.
Okay.
I didn't change
It's
it.
black. It's black Nujgao stone chainmail. We're fine.
So it's 17 AC basically. It's
It's very hard
chainmail
to
with
get all the-
17 AC.
Yes.
All the chains made out of
And it's
stone.
slightly heavier
tedious,
than
but it's
normal,
fun.
but not like enough to matter.
It was like a liquid.
He also have the medium shield, which is unchanged statistic wise.
It's the 2 armor
Yep.
class. Okay, I'll just
I
leave
love
it
that.
shield.
The
But it does
image
it
of
block
this
magic? You
giant-
said.
I will explain that.
Okay,
later.
sorry.
The Blackstone
Cheerios.
longsword, it's just a kind of a straight piece of Blackstone, razor fucking sharp, like a kind of triangular point on it.
Okay.
The hilt is just wood and leather and that sort of thing, but the core is Blackstone.
Okay.
It has an innate +1 to attack and damage rolls. It's not magic. It just stems from excellent construction and excellent materials.
Okay. So we got black stone chainmail.
I have the rest.
Right.
It's just
Mhm.
oil crackers with olive oil.
I gotta
Chili
enter
flake.
all of it into,
Okay.
and that was 17, right?
Yep.
Ranch.
AC. And then we have black stone shield,
Mm-hmm.
Like stone cherry.
2 AC,
All right.
and then it was there was +1 damage and attack roll.
Yes. Definitely not magic.
Not magic.
Because Blackstone is immune to magic.
But it does imbibe it, though, right?
It sucks it down, and I will explain some of that later. Or Carrick Monos will.
Dude, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is that totally how I can actually hold on to this thing?
No, you can hold on because the stud knows you because
Okay.
you were its last user.
That's even cooler.
Hey.
Okay.
So that means
So
even
so
if-
no one else can pick this up.
No, anyone can pick it up.
But I mean, it would physically hurt them to wield it.
Yes.
Like I know you
That's
said
what
after
I
I
was
throw
gonna
it and I pick it up, it'll hurt.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll be fine.
that's
You'll be fine.
abandoning it. That's legal.
This is normal.
This is normal.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
It is known.
This is normal.
You let me put it this way: you take much less damage than a stranger picking it up. How about that?
It still hurts, but
I find this acceptable.
we should just do that. Leave it
I
for a
have
trap
to-
in the center
I have to
roads.
enter them into D&D Beyond as
Just
magic
have
items because
That's
that's the
fine,
only
that's
custom
fine.
items you can enter.
Yeah, just
Someone's
remember
gonna be
though.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Big jump
anticipate
up.
it becoming an issue
issue.
because I don't think there are any creatures I have planned that are resistant to non-magical damage. But
But
There is now.
Or what's the rarity on them? Clint? Are they uncommon or rare?
Legendary.
Rare.
There's only
don't
one
walk
of
away,
this.
Jacob. It's Turok's turn.
There's only one of this at human size.
Armor.
Carrick Monos turns to Turok and he says, "Little cousin, your turn has come.
Hey.
You wear leather armor, right?"
Yeah.
Okay. You wear lighter armor than we giants are accustomed to crafting, but I hope you will find my gifts a boon to you. He pulls cloth away to reveal a fine-looking spear, all made of one solid piece of blackstone, as well as a light shield of blackstone and a suit of leather armor sized for Goliath.
Shit.
I have placed multiple thin, tiny, you can kind of hold this tiny pieces of blackstone between the layers of leather on this armor, effectively creating what might be called studded leather armor. The sandwich layers hold them in place. It's not. The amount of blackstone is not sufficient to offer resistance to magic when worn, but it is enough to reinforce the armor and increase its protectiveness. So the armor has all the same stats as studded leather armor, except its AC is 13 rather than 12. The spear, much like Karnan's sword, is a +1 to attack and damage rolls because of fine construction and excellent materials.
It's pretty awesome.
The shield is a slightly convex disc, blackstone with a handle on the back. It'll function as a light shield while wielding it. So, Uriel doesn't get anything because fuck Andrew for not responding to any of my texts about what gear Uriel has.
Oh.
That's not true. If I ever manage to talk to him for longer than 10 seconds, I will give him gear as well. So Blackstone armor. If you have Blackstone armor or a shield, you have resistance, you have an advantage on saving throws against the magic of studs.
Okay.
Advantage on saving throws.
So that's for the shield or.
Either if you have just a shield or just a suit of armor, you have advantage on saving throws against the magic of studs. If you have a shield and armor, which only
Me.
you really do, you have advantage on saving throws and resistance to damage from the magic of studs.
Advantage on savings throws.
How does that work with me being a Goliath? I'm resistant to magic already.
Oh yeah, you are.
So does that work kind of like Dave's, or just?
You have the exact same effects. You're resistant to magic and have advantage on saving throws.
Against magic.
Yes.
Does that mean
That's kinda
count
slick.
on implanted studs?
And that fits me because I hate magic.
Like implanted
That's
studs?
Yes.
So if they have a stud
from me,
implanted and
heathens.
they cast a spell, then
Exactly.
they resist the damage from the stud they've implanted in themselves.
Oh no, not that.
Okay. That's what
I was confused with what you're saying.
Yeah, sorry. But if, like, say they were to throw a fireball up in the air and it come back and hit them in the face,
Yes.
they would resist the damage
resist-
from.
yeah.
Okay.
The thin pieces, the quarterstaff portion of the spear and the blade of the cutlass are not sufficient to offer these benefits.
Yeah.
So there are still more things hidden under the cloth, but Karen Kamano says, before I distribute the last items, I want to caution you about the use of blackstone. Under normal circumstances, even blackstone as thin as the pieces I have impregnated Turok's armor with will not break unless subjected to extreme forces, such as the cracking of continents or the claws of an Eversion. And you remember, I think, an Eversion is the Scarlet Queen, the god of something autumn, eternal autumn, something like that. God, I can never keep the names straight. I really should. I should make an effort. Karen Kamano says, remember that that you are not as invulnerable as the Black Lujgao stone is. You may hold or wear invulnerable objects, but the strength of these objects does not improve the strength of the flesh that holds them or what they cover. Also remember that Blackstone is completely immune to magic. Magic cannot affect it, since it absorbs magic that touches it. This is a boon and a curse. Your Blackstone weapons will ignore magical defenses, which will be of great use in certain situations. But magic cannot affect them. You cannot grasp your weapon from afar with magic, nor will weapons or armor of Blackstone be teleported with you if you teleport.
Oh, shit.
Magic can't touch Blackstone.
Oh, fuck.
And it's not like advantage
What if we try and heal Dave?
That's fine.
Okay.
Like
You just gotta touch his skin.
Yeah, touch him in the
Something.
face.
Dave.
Yes.
Lay on hands.
Like if you are doing like cure wounds, you have to find a piece of exposed skin that is not covered by Blackstone.
Fair enough.
Glad he didn't
Fair.
make plate now.
You poked my eye out! I
Yeah.
had to!
It takes a full turn to do.
Like chainmail or scale mail is not like hermetically sealed.
Okay.
If it were hermetically sealed, you couldn't affect Dave without magic at all. But it's
Okay,
not.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why it's not hermetically sealed, which is why it offers advantage on and resistance to rather than immunity.
Understandable. And reasonable.
What was the rune
And I mean-
I just missed?
And I mean, in theory, you could pop the Blackstone.
We can't.
We can't teleport our weapons.
Okay.
Because,
Or the
or your armor because they're made of blackstone.
Okay. I'm
In
sorry.
theory, like you
You
could
guys.
pop the rod out of the spearhead, but
And then replace it with something else, but
yeah, but
I'm not.
But I mean, when you use your what is it, polearm mastery to do the offhand 1d4, that's a Blackstone weapon.
Does that have an effect?
It's immune to magic. So if someone is protected by mage armor no longer applies.
Oh, that's fucking badass.
Mage armor no longer applies when you stabby or you choppy.
Oh.
If someone's got a wall of force in front of them,
You can just
he
whip a
can
spear
charge
at
right
him.
through it.
Imagine how safe they would feel behind a wall of force and you just put a spear in their chest. That would be incredible.
Can I
Yes.
come hug you?
No.
That is fantastic.
Just remember though, like this is very cool, but it has some practical problems.
I put in both. Don't let the teeth touch the blade.
The teeth aren't magical.
No, but if they're the teeth of an Eversong and they touch Blackstone, then buy a Blackstone weapon.
I'm gonna take one of those teeth and just like dull the
All right.
blade. Cassius.
So be aware of the strengths and limitations of Blackstone. Blah blah blah.
Just change the damage to bludgeoning.
Carrick Manos removes another cloth to reveal which is essentially a huge sack of human-sized Blackstone arrows and bolt heads. Just mass-produced, like little, just a huge hundreds of.
Nice.
You now have an infinite supply of Blackstone arrowheads or coral heads, unless you start trying to sell them for cash. In that case, you only have 100.
No.
I won't do that.
I'm adding that in here because I've been shooting with the bow.
Domino won't shoot a bow, so.
Karen McManus then says, and now...
He does take a pocket full, though.
You never know when you need Blackstone caltrops.
Exactly.
That is the thing.
He moves to the final piece of cloth and says, and now the final item. And he kind of does like almost like a bullfire. And under it is this, it's a large bullseye lantern. I mean, it looks like a bullseye lantern. It's got a carrying handle. It's made out of black stone, metal, and glass. It's not particularly artistic. Like he rushed to do it, so it's fairly utilitarian. He starts running through all the features of it, and he slides away a lid off the top, and you can see in there the skull is in there, and it's suspended in this wire mesh surrounded by plates of glass, mirrors. They're backed with like silver and that sort of thing. And he says, once you open the top, you'll be able to expose the skull to sunlight to activate it, or a heat source, whichever is appropriate at the time. He moves to the sides and he pulls up kind of just like slats of metal and blackstone. And he says this will allow it to shed light in a radius. And he closes the plates and moves to the front, which has a large like lens on it, and kind of cycles the iris open. And you can hear things kind of a little like, not like a screech of metal, but you can hear metallic clinking and twisting noises as stuff rearranges inside. And he says closing the plates on the sides and rotating the lens on the front will bring the glass lenses into alignment to emit a much longer range beam of light. So who would like to document the stats?
I'll document them here real quick.
So,
Maybe Cal, you're probably gonna carry it. It's your thing, anyways.
Yeah.
actually, there's not really that much to document. When you emit the light out the sides, it sheds light in a radius of bright light out to 30 feet, dim light out to another 30 feet. When you close the openings on the sides, the apertures, whatever you want to call them, and cycle open the iris on the lens, it emits a beam of light that's 60 feet, a 5 foot wide beam of light that's 60 feet long, 60 feet of bright light, and 60 more feet of dim light.
Okay, so open the sides and 60 feet of dim light.
It's 30 feet of bright light, 30 feet of dim light.
Okay, so skull, lantern.
Okay, so it's 60 feet total.
60 feet total.
Okay.
Wait. So that's 30 and 30?
Yes.
Okay.
This sides. 30 for light. And then what's the healing on the sides?
I'll tell you the healing in a minute because it's not dependent on sides or beam. It's dependent on light intensity.
So beam,
It's just dim and bright.
beam is 60-60, right?
Yep. And it takes like a bonus action to switch between the two, or an action of some degree of
I'll
time.
write it as a bonus action, unless you wanted an action.
A free action. It's fine. It's free.
So.
You said there's a latch at the top.
There's a carrying handle, and like you can and there's like a little hook you can like actually like hook it onto a belt. It's got like a little carabiner type clip, like you can just hang it on your hip, so it's not just you don't have to always be carrying it.
I meant to charge the skull. There's a thing in there.
There's a lid that'll open up and expose the skull to sunlight.
Okay.
There's like a little wire mesh in there, like if you want to expose it to heat and put something hot to sit above it in the mesh. You can do that too, like coals or something.
Holy shit. So,
Your
like,
spear.
Oh, wait.
I just realized, you guys realize, like, potentially we'd fuck ourselves, but also potentially we could literally use that to hurt an enemy.
I thought of it too, like yeah. I'd verify, don't do it.
You open a room and pitch it in there and then close the door.
We don't know what the enemies we're fighting's half hit points are, and it could be a bitch until it gets there.
Everybody just run around.
Just here, give
I
it.
take the dodge action.
So anyone in any of the light is first cured of poisons and the poison condition. If they have no poisons or the poison condition, they are cured of diseases.
Poisoned, condition, and then disease.
If they are not diseased, they are healed.
Healed. And if they're full, then they go 10 hit points.
Yes. In the bright light, the healing or temporary hit points is 2d8 plus 5.
Okay, bright light is 2d8 plus 5.
Dim light is 1d8 plus 5.
2.
I mean, as long as Cal doesn't go down, we're pretty set. You're standing close to him.
It heals as long as it's there. So even if I do go down, it'll heal. And then dim is how much?
As a bonus action, I open.
What's that? Dim is 1d8 plus 5.
1d8.
You know this.
I mean, heck, if he's low on hit
magic
points, he'll probably open it up
creation is
anyways.
Bad once you
you get used to
figure it out.
Yeah, it's confusing at first.
Does it have a
I
bullseye?
think-
Can you like direct it like a
Yeah,
like a
You
laser?
know what I mean?
And it emits it
seems
like
to
a
be-
like almost like
Yeah.
a laser.
Like a flashlight?
Yeah, it's a 5-foot wide beam of light.
I mean, he could put his spear near it.
That's
and it's
awesome.
always healing.
You should put a lens on the front.
I mean, because
You
his,
should get a lens.
his spear emits
Yeah, it
heat.
was kind of hard to find.
Well, that's
that
what
first.
the
You had to-
lens is to focus.
The temporary hit points all
non-attuned
stack
items
together,
or whatever. Once you figured that out, it
Okay.
and they last up to an
wasn't
hour,
bad.
or until used,
Until you explode.
or until you explode. All right.
If you got a telescope lens in the end, you can fire it right into somebody's eye hole.
I still owe Canathar 79 gold.
Rich.
All right. So Karen Kamanos says, "Now that you are well armed and armored, the shipyard is ready, and I have a ship waiting to convey you to the House of Eyes. If you're ready."
A ship?
Yes.
Downwell gets a little grin on his face. A big grin.
So Karen Kamanos escorts you all to that central room that once had that arrangement of pillars that was the fake way of opening and moving everything. And he takes you over to the big door with like ships and a river of some kind and that sort of thing. And he kind of slides the huge door open, and just this blast of furnace heat. Whoosh, all your skin reddens and tightens up, and it's unpleasant. But then you step out into this huge shipyard, like a dock of this. It's this massive ledge of blackstone overhanging this hellish fucking landscape. You're on a lake or river of liquid hot magma just like flowing off into the distance. Everything is craggy and fire scarred, and it's just this it's a lava river. It's a literal dock set into a lava river. It's like a port on a lake of lava. And there's
Chills.
this huge ledge of blackstone has these like holes in it, and each hole has like that same dull gray metal that Karen Kamanos' sword and his shield are made out of, that was covering the original blade of bone and flame, and that sort of thing. It has these large sheets of that dull gray metal that look like they're supposed to like open up. There are all these fucking chains and cranes and everything just like hanging up above your heads, and like huge, like basically cargo containers. There's one ship hanging over an opening. The doors have been raised. There's a bunch of massive chains holding this huge vessel. The vessel is maybe 200 feet long. It's maybe 80 feet wide, a couple dozen feet tall, that sort of thing. It's that same, the ship is that same dull gray metal. It looks like bolted together plates of it. It's all fire scarred and pitted. The upper deck is pitted and all that kind of thing. The exterior of the hull is these huge like hexagonal plates of, it looks like almost like glazed pottery or ceramics or something, and they're all heat scarred, but they're completely undamaged. Like they're not chipped or broken or anything. They're just blackened. And where they're not blackened, they're kind of reflective. There's on the back of it, there's huge fans and a rudder and that kind of thing. You guys don't know much about ship terminology, but you think you've heard it called a rudder. It's a big like black stone rudder. The fans are that same like ceramic kind of looking stuff. And you're standing there and like it's hot and you're getting over like the initial blast of heat, but like you're not dying. Like it should be like lava gets upwards of 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right. Sure. I mentioned that to Crank Manos. I say, Car, we keep seeing this dull gray metal. What is this material? We're familiar with blackstone now, but what is this?
I think humans call it tungsten. Tungsten?
Ah.
That's the name of it. Something like that was the name of it in my day.
Tungsten.
It's heavier, denser than iron, has a higher melting point, that sort of thing.
Interesting.
There's huge deposits of it. We hunt that shit out like it's candy. Like
I have teeth on my tungsten.
I'm assuming this is better than Tongues 9 and Tongues 8.
yeah, obviously.
Makes sense.
We've refined the tungsten process
quite
over
Tongues 11?
centuries of life. Like we haven't used 9 or 8 since.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm done with this bit.
The hilt of the cutlass is made of
This is
tungsten, which now
happening.
means that the teeth are snaggle teeth.
Well done.
Yep, that's us.
The vessel has no visible sail or anything like that. There's a railing around the topmost deck that is completely useless for you guys because it's about 6 feet tall and has wide spaces between it. Like a giant could comfortably lean on its elbows on it, but not you guys at all. There's a big cabin that's about 20 feet by 20 feet. Could fit maybe one giant in there. There's a huge boxy looking structure there. No windows or anything like that. There are no windows on the ship except over here on the cabin. There's an anchor too, but you know. Where are we? Karen Kamano says, "Bide here for a moment, and I will finish readying the ship." And he kind of clambers up a rope ladder he's got there. Goes into the cabin, and it's just this big wheel, and he unlocks it and brings it open. He kind of stands there for a moment and doesn't really touch the console there, just talks a lot. You can't really hear what he's saying. He's got the door closed. These huge panes of like glass in the cabin. Similar in clarity and quality of construction to the glass that was on his cradle that he was sleeping in, which, if you remember, you had to get through with the teeth, the rotting teeth of autumn. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty durable stuff. Eventually, after 20 minutes of standing there talking, kind of clambers off the deck of the ship down onto the main dock. And he approaches you guys and says, "The vessel will respond to the phrases ship halt, ship slow, ship resume travel, ship dock near walkway."
Why is it voice activated?
It's magic.
I love it.
Alexa.
It's Danger Boat from the Tick.
Travel, dock near walkway.
Halt, slow, resume travel, dock near walkway, return to origin.
I think we're all too young to get that reference.
The Tick? It just came out on Amazon.
Oh, I didn't watch her new one.
No, that's funny. Danger Boat has a homosexual relationship with Arthur.
Of course.
Danger Boat is voiced by Alan Tudyk. Wash. Depending on your surroundings, the ship may or may not respond to ship increased speed. Be careful when activating that, though. The ship will attempt to prevent high-speed collisions, but it is not operating at peak efficiency, and I have not time to thoroughly test the integrity of the hull, aside from being sure it's not full of leaks and the plating is in place.
Wait a minute, Car. You're not coming with us?
No, I'm going to remain here. I have things, giant things.
He's like, I got stuff to do.
He was going to go wake up his brethren.
That's fair. That's fair. Are you sure we can handle this?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
How many clans of giants do you think
Famous
there
last
are left?
words.
If each one just left one, how many of you guys do you think there really are? Question.
Couple dozen. I mean, assuming nothing has gone wrong with the cradles, there should be up to 30 of my clan still in the fortress.
Are there
Oh,
any
wow.
giant ladies left?
Hopefully, unless their cradles have malfunctioned.
Well, I hope for your sake there are.
As do I.
If all giants are as great as you, Car, I can't wait to see more of them.
Would
you.
this boat before we leave? Would this boat sail on the ocean?
No,
Is it
it's much too heavy. It's solid tungsten.
You guys aren't as good as I thought you were. You gotta shape it like this, like like a lady, like an aircraft carrier.
What would you know about building boats, Turok?
You can make it lighter by putting holes in it. I hear that works.
Like a bird. Hollow bones like a bird.
Seems logical.
Certainly logical.
But it's like really
all
silty.
phrases must be spoken in the language of my people.
Easy.
The vessel will naturally avoid obstacles. Oh yeah, you missed the mini game for decoding giant. That was fun.
That was fun.
It was.
Carrick Manos was talking to them in a foreign language.
So I can't talk to the boat because I don't know how to.
No, you can. You were there.
Technically.
Karnan was there.
Technically.
Dave was not.
Dave sucks.
Yes, a little
What a
bit
piece of
sometimes.
shit.
So it was like replace letters with other letters.
And if anyone cares, the name of the giant language is Melmar.
Melmar?
Melmar. The vessel will naturally avoid obstacles, but if the lava tubes are blocked completely, you'll be forced to exit the ship or turn back. And he gestures up to high on the face of the rock. It looks like it looks like sidewalk made out of blackstone. It's giant-sized sidewalk made out of blackstone. And he says those access passages run all through this region, following the main routes we giants would use to travel between points of interest. If the flows remain clear, it will take you 3 days to reach the dock nearest the House of Eyes, and another day of travel through the access passages to reach the house itself. The vessel itself will shield you from the toxic air down here, as well as the intense heat radiating from the lava. If you must exit the ship, you will have to move quickly to the access walkway. It too carries protections from the toxic air and the immense heat, but you must be quick, and you must...
What do we do
Be
if the
careful.
lava flows aren't clear then?
You can either turn back or give the ship the command dock near walkway, and hopefully make your way to the walkway quickly enough that the toxic air and the heat do not kill you.
Hopefully.
Okay.
There are many spots where the walkway butts right up against the shore of the lava, so it should be. It poses risks to leave the boat to get to the walkway for any length of time, but you may be able to just jump.
Fair enough.
And if you are able to, all you risk then is a broken ankle or leg.
That seems minor.
Much time has passed, so I cannot speak with any degree of accuracy, but Telok, the great shelled lizards my people used as beasts of burden and mounts, are native to this region. Telok. Their species may be extinct now, or they may remain, which I would find comforting. They are mighty creatures. They may be a threat to you and the ship if they are sufficiently angered.
They
Be
live.
wary.
They live in the lava.
Yes,
They swim in it.
they're lava turtles.
They swim in it and whatnot.
Telok means lava turtle.
Lava turtle.
Huh. Well, that's good.
Interesting.
So translating that, does that mean that we can now speak giant
Yeah,
fluently?
you guys can all speak giant.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
Conversational giant. Like, where's the bathroom?
So you have this big, dull, gray metal boat. It's massive.
The world survey.
Who's going on the journey?
Oh,
Do we have a choice not to?
Who, like, are you taking your entire party, loading
Oh.
the wagons into the boat?
Yeah, everything.
If it'll fit, yeah, I say let's.
Fucking take it.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Well,
The whole boodle and kit.
Like,
here's the problem.
yeah.
If we can't leave people behind because we know we're being trailed,
well, I don't
Yeah,
think
but
they're
they
gonna have
can't
it.
track us. We're buried in Blackstone right now.
Also, they have to get past giants.
Herber is very up close to the boat. Like, he is ready to try.
Well,
climbing
I mean,
aboard.
obviously we'll take Metris, Kandara, and Herber, I feel like.
Okay.
But, like, I feel like the safest place for the rest of the party might be here with
the
Greg.
cousins is all
Greg
that's
knows.
left.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we have much of a party anymore.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Just the three of them. I mean, as long as they don't have an issue
I
going.
mean, this is Herber's swan
What?
song.
I guess
so
we
let's-
asked them.
Yeah, I asked obviously Herbert wants to go. I didn't even ask Herbert. I don't bother with it,
Yeah.
but Kendara, what do you feel?
I think we should keep the party as close together as we can.
I couldn't agree
Never
more.
split the party. It's hard to argue with that.
NSTP.
And the cousins are kind of like,
Lava boat. Come on.
Come on, cousins.
Are you guys
it'll be
taking the
fine.
wagons as well?
Yes.
All
At
right.
least the supplies, if the wagons
I
don't
mean, may
fit.
as well,
the
right?
wagons will fit. Carrying Commandos, he goes up on he clambers around inside the hold of the ship. You hear clanking and ratcheting, and all of a sudden the back just drops fucking down.
Yeah, come on.
There's a whole loading
Hey,
bay.
community beer.
You guys push the wagons up in there. There are chains and ropes and netting and everything. Secure the wagons down for
It's like
transport.
NAC
Yeah.
30.
I try to watch him in case I have to do any of this. But
I mean, everything's pretty huge. It's gonna be awkward.
we'll just Voltron it. Like, I'll get on Turok's shoulders.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that. But like, you guys can definitely undo everything and redo everything and stuff. Are you guys bringing the Crosank, or are you letting them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, does Crank want it?
It's what?
Crank. It's the first part of his name. I think that's the most sense. Car, I don't like Car really that much. Crank, I'm gonna call him.
Oh, crank.
I mean, he doesn't. He wouldn't have anything to do with horses.
Dinner?
He's got mushrooms.
He doesn't eat.
Giants are vegetarians.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He didn't even tell us when he first woke up.
Hey, there was a guy shitting.
That's willpower. I really like giants. Wow.
Tell me about Giant CrossFit.
Giant.
Carrick Manos tells you a really cool story about his uncle Rabdo, who was just really into exercising, and one day he just died because he exercised too hard.
Sad story.
Yep.
He deserved it.
Is it analysis?
Well, I guess we'll take the Crosank too. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Crosank did not like this ship and swaying in the air, because like now you're all moving around, and Carrick Manos is moving around, and the ship's kind of swaying a little bit in the air, and it's really uncomfortable.
Well, it'll die out in the wilderness by itself.
Yeah.
Something like it. It'll be happier here, I'm sure.
All right.
I just cleaned it.
So, your group has restocked its water supplies from the well in the rooms. You've augmented your food supplies with mushrooms. You're currently stocked with 80 days worth of supplies for you all and your Crosank. 2 of them.
Good thing we only need 3. 4.
80 days worth of supplies.
Unless we're trapped down in the lava tubes for 80 days.
Thanks.
Then we'll eat the horse.
I appreciate you bringing that up.
Could happen. We just get shipwrecked.
So you all load onto the ship. It's swaying slightly, and it's time to go. And Carrick Manos says, "Safe travels."
Be well, friend. Thank you for everything that you've done.
Good luck with the rest of you.
Thank you, little cousin. Thank you. Who knows? You may come back and find.
If we meet other giants, is there a sign of friendship we can give them? Like from you, can we do like a handshake?
shows
Not a
you-
handshake, but
He
like
shows, he shows you a complicated sequence of hand gestures.
I memorized it.
Okay.
It's good.
I took keen mind.
So once you're all safely packed away in the vessel, is anyone like up in the cabin, like peering up over the console and looking around or anything like
Aside
that?
from Herbert.
Aside from Herbert, who's like fucking crawling on the walls, like sniffing and tasting everything about this place.
Seems legit.
This is fascinating. Obviously, the fans on the rear will propel the ship, or at least I assume so. There are no oarlocks or sails, and we couldn't propel it even if there were wind or a sail. This is fascinating. This is an amazing journey.
Beautiful.
So, Carrick Manos moves to one of the
Yeah,
cranes, climbs into the cockpit, and he's just like fucking hammering on levers, and there's grinding, and he's. And the chains just like jerk into motion, and you start swaying a little bit, and then you jerk down more, and you've got a king operating a crane on a dockyard, on a shipyard, because that makes sense. He clearly.
It does to us.
And then we almost hit the lava, and he has a union break, so he has to take a cigarette.
Eventually, there's a loud clang, and the metal
God.
like hooks hanging onto the deck just go flying off and kind of like ratchet up into the air and disappear. And you guys just drop the last couple feet into the lava. And there's just this, I mean, lava is thick and viscous, but there's still waves and splashes, and a couple specks of lava get up on the deck and sear new little pockmarks and everything. The glazed ceramic pottery looking stuff on the sides is fine.
Yeah, I'll go up in the crow's nest.
I say boat go.
And there's a massive, like, all of a sudden there's a massive rumble and whine from this big chamber here. And you can, like, lava just starts spewing from where the fans are on the rear of the boat. And you guys
ski.
It's like a fucking rocket boat ship.
Yes.
Rocket boat ship.
Dude. I want to lie. I'm staring at the flames.
So,
Yeah. I want. Do the flames look normal?
there's no flames. It's all lava.
Oh,
It's like a jet ski. It's just
It's
throwing water.
spewing up water. It's
But it's
churning up
lava.
water.
oh, so it's not. Oh,
It's not like a jet boat. Sorry.
fuck.
So,
I'm so excited.
so a metallic whine emanates from like the rear, mainly that big boxy thing on the top deck, and there's rumbling, and you jerk into motion, and now you're riding in a boat atop a river of lava.
Bad fucking ass.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And like I don't have a miles per hour for you, but you're making good speed. The lava isn't particularly super fast moving, but you're kind of cutting through it pretty fast.
I mean, are we like on plane?
What's that?
Are we up on plane? Like,
I
are we
don't know
going
what that
that
means.
fast?
Oh no, not like that.
We're not up on plane.
It's
in the
a
lava?
heavy boat hanging low in the water. You're
Okay,
fine.
shit. No, that'd be sweet though.
Yeah, it
Up
would
on
be
plane
sweet.
in the lava.
So
Could you like ski behind it?
not if
moving
you are
that fast?
not if you are human.
I mean, is it going that fast?
You would melt.
No.
Why don't you try it on your Blackstone shield?
Which brings me to my next point. I want to be very clear about a few things before we get going. Active lava can have a temperature of over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Well, that's fucked.
Human skin melts at 200 degrees Fahrenheit.
We die.
It takes much hotter temperatures than that to melt bone. But if you fall into lava, everything flammable on your body is gone, and you take 20d6 fire damage
That's
Per round.
close up.
That's too much D6.
per round. No save because
I don't
you
have
can't.
How much now?
20d6. No save.
I don't have that many.
That's double what I have, and I have 10.
5,
Okay.
6,
That's a lot of
8,
D6.
9, 10,
You could
11.
still
I have
survive.
Per
11.
round. Per round, you
It
said.
could,
Yes.
it could be 20
We
days.
could do
You
it
could
with
survive
10
one
D6s.
round in there if you got really fucking lucky.
And there is no save because you cannot dodge a fluid you are submerged in.
Fair.
But yeah, that's.
If you leave the ship, but don't like fall in lava, if you leave the ship, you will take 1d6 fire damage per round. No save because you can't dodge the ambient temperature in the air. You also have to contend with toxic caustic vapors. Every round you wander around breathing the very, very hot toxic air requires a DC 15 Constitution check. Failure halves your movement and gives you the poison condition as caustic vapors cause you to agitate your sinuses and your eyes and make you cough and bend over and vomit and all that kind of stuff.
Is this thing already on its way, or can I chill on the dock?
Skull lantern is like a
We're gone.
Kind of fucked.
diving helmet for
You didn't
lava.
tell us all this stuff.
Really, I had to tell you that lava and volcanic vents are dangerous.
So,
Well, you know, it's-
Dave,
Clint's
here,
trying to say, guys, is
Put
don't
it-
fucking fall in.
if you want to do it, we'll throw the skull on your head like a diving helmet, and then you can surf on your Blackstone shield.
dude,
It'll hurt like a bitch, but you could water ski.
well,
dude.
2d8 plus 5. What's the average of that? 20d6. What's the average of that?
It's almost worse.
Don't fucking leave the boat, guys.
Don't try that idea.
And there are ways to give yourself advantage on the saves and reduce the damage, but you got to get creative with your supplies and your gear. So that's up to you to figure out.
How do we move that water bottle? I didn't think about that.
Yeah, sorry.
You're right in front of the camera.
Yeah.
That's probably,
Look.
it's probably for the better. I don't want
It's
to.
alright. We haven't been doing anything.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. Nothing's happened.
All right. Oh, hello, Arya. It's time for you to help me
Straight in the
DM.
water bottle.
I think before we get going, I think this is a good spot to
Oh.
call a break real quick.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So
I do have to pee.
you don't think?
Pause local recording.
Resume.
And we're back. All right. So, The next several hours are pretty chill once the novelty of your lava boat wears off. The ship's noisy, moves fast, and this has led to some upset tum-tums in the group. The Crowsank are not enjoying themselves. There has been some vomiting and aggressive shitting from the Crowsanks. But, it's pretty easy. You can just dump it all out the side.
Right, no lava.
The interior of the ship's pretty boring. Like I said, lots of chains and hooks and eyelets and netting and that sort of thing. Obviously not netting made out of regular cloth because that would just burn up. It's impractical for nautical use. It's probably like fire spider webbing or something.
Fire spider web.
Fire spider.
It's a real thing you already had made up, all right?
And the passages you travel through, while deadly, are not terribly interesting to look at. It's fucking cool, but it's fairly uniform. It's a lot of rock and a lot of burning magma and shit. And you can always see within eye shot a black stone walkway on your left. The river of liquid hot magma is usually about 150 feet wide, but sometimes it widens to as much as twice that. Other times it narrows to where you could reach out and touch the walls if you wanted your hand to burn off.
Sounds exciting.
The river of lava flows through a rough valley of rock. The rock walls are steep, often vertical, but most of the time it looks like you could climb them to reach the black stone walkway. Which always runs parallel to the river, which I said. The only light source down here is the river itself, and the light it sheds is an angry red illumination that kind of, by the river, everything is very, very visible, but, who knows what's above your heads.
Oh.
Fire
I hadn't even
spiders.
thought of that.
Fire spiders?
Well, the fire spider web has to come from somewhere.
Duh, Dave.
It's only logical.
Fuck this shit. Turn this fucking boat around. This blows.
Do you go up to the cabin and say,
No!
return to point of origin?
I don't
Just
say
boat
that,
speed
but fucking, he's
Tell it boat speed up.
fucking sitting in a corner
So, you're traveling. Does anyone keep watch on the exterior?
Yeah.
Is someone always in the cabin? Or
Probably should be in case we're gonna
walking
hit something
around,
or whatnot.
type thing.
But the boat is trained not to hit stuff, right?
Yeah, and there have been times where you'll see a pillar of rock in the middle of the river, and it kind of.
You mean violently?
No, it doesn't. You approach it, and after a certain point, it just kind of.
It's kind of like a horse.
Like a
Let's follow the
cutscene
path.
when you're going from one continent in a video game to another continent. It just.
Alright. So, what are we keeping watch for? Fire spiders and shit?
Obviously, you don't want to run into a fire spider and get surprised by it. But climb into
How
the
big's the
cabin,
web?
and
I hear they lay eggs in your ears when you're sleeping.
it's true.
How fast are we running?
The average giant ingests 20 fire spiders a year. In their cereal and whatnot.
So that's where the
That's a
burning red
fact.
fire comes from. So that's why my shit's burned sometimes.
The
Fire
cabin
spiders.
is the only real entrance to the hold right now. Everything on the inside is all lashed, and Carrying Manos ran through all you put the chain here and you lash this and you pull this lever and everything. It's as hermetically sealed as it's gonna get.
So this is like the engine house then, right?
Yes.
Can you go in there?
Or
Or is it full of lava?
Or is it full of lava?
I don't know if it's there's a lot of rumbling from that room. It's got a huge dull gray metal door, big locking mechanism,
Probably not.
and an I shit you not padlock that's about the size of your torso.
I'm not allowed to go in there.
Carrying Manos
How
was
big's the
very.
keyhole?
What's that?
How big's the keyhole?
You're not high enough level to enter this
You're
area.
gonna have to put your arm in
You have to put your arm.
and work the tumblers.
I don't know. The mechanism is probably too big for any conventional tumblers you have, but if you want to try and cobble
Okay.
something together,
Can I climb inside of it and start?
no, it's not that big.
Put Chase's mushroom in there.
Put your dick in it.
Stick it in the. That's how you do it.
Would it be like a hot dog down a hallway or?
Yes.
You got it, guys.
Poor DM. I'm sorry, Clint.
Yeah, this is.
I'm sorry.
What we're relegated to.
Talking about putting dick.
So you're all sitting down to dinner on your first day of travel. It's kind of a borderline tasteless meal of salted and peppered mushroom steak. Herbert, after finishing his meal, drags out his tome of notes and clears his throat for your attention. He says, Friends, it has been some time since I paid your daily wage, and you are due compensation for recovering one of the artifacts of the gods.
Boom.
He starts digging around his backpack, and he hands each of you a pile of 410 gold coins. And then he pulls out 200 platinum pieces and kind of pushes that towards your group.
Well,
That's very generous of you, Herbert.
so
Well, that's payment for the last 82 days, as well as the bonus for recovering the rotting teeth of Otten.
It was 200 each and 400.
well, 410.
410 gold pieces, 2,000 gold total for the group.
Including the
So I
platinum.
have 320
The-
gold pieces.
The 410 gold is your daily wages.
For each of us?
Yes, each of you gets 410 gold. The group gets another 2,000 on top of that.
Okay.
However you want to divide that
We'll split that evenly, I think, right?
among the four of you.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah.
We got 0
Because
gold.
because of math, yes.
There was no bonus.
So we get 910 gold apiece.
There you go.
so how much
Oh,
gold do
God.
you have?
And I want to point out that he
20 plus 250 math.
I have 4,430.
I bought a bunch of shit.
Oh, I won the games.
I was here to spend money.
That was it.
Yeah.
I won the games.
you won the games and then missed every other session in the campaign.
Well, fucking shit. I can show you all the sessions I've been at. Don't give me that. I've missed one or two.
It's okay.
I still
It
love
happens.
you.
It happens.
100.
It's fine.
Sorry, I didn't need to get that escalated.
560 is how much gold Kevin has. I mean, Dom. Kevin has no gold.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Clint. I love you.
I have
It's okay. I love you too. Dan.
Sorry, I got escalated.
It's okay. Herbert continues speaking. My friends, if we are to believe Carrying Manos, and I see no real reason why we should not, our mission of accessing the font has changed. We originally intended to use the power of the rotting teeth of autumn, and he gestures at the general direction of the cutlass of the Scarlet Cutlass, and the blades of bone and flame to cut our way through the walls of the font of shadows to reach the god of endless winter within it. Carrying Manos seems to believe that even though the teeth are capable of destroying Lujgao stone, they won't be able to penetrate the ancient stone of the walls of the font, or at least not quickly enough for it to be practical. Now we find ourselves journeying to the House of Eyes to find a creature known as Eisman to seek a different route into the font. With that in mind, I've begun researching different types of artifacts in my collected data, focusing on artifacts that enhance travel rather than pure destructive power. I have some leads, but whether or not they are of value or worth pursuing will depend a great deal on what we learn from Eisman. Once we speak with Eisman and hopefully learn something from it of value, we'll need to assess whether or not hunting down further artifacts is necessary or practical.
So if we were to teleport in, though, all our stuff would stay behind.
Much of it would, yeah.
Boo. All right. We'll be super strong, and then we'll go in to do whatever we gotta do. And
He
then
described-
it'll be awesome.
If I remember, he described we're going into this to meet Eisman. We're going to like a realm that's kind of like, is it like the Shadowfell type thing where it exists?
He described
to
a something called the Shadow of the Source. I think he said it was I forgot how much information about that he shared with you, but I think he implied or stated directly that it was a shadow of the real world cast by magic, and it was something that could possibly be accessed to get into the font / source. I think that's what I'm remembering, right? I should reread the Discord.
Me too.
We might be able to get our stuff through that though, maybe.
Anything is possible.
We'll see. Yeah.
You should have just took the buy for us.
Herbert continues. Additionally, I have some concerns regarding the information about the gods that Carrying Manos spoke of. He spoke of a scarlet queen, a horned queen, a scaled king, and a king in white. Based on his identification of the skull and the teeth, we can infer that this is merely a naming issue of different races calling the gods by different names, or perhaps a corruption of language over time due to cultural stresses and values and norms. Our races are much more concerned with the environmental and seasonal concerns of this continent, and the gods represent a loss of stable seasons to many cultures, these people probably developed different belief and naming systems due to the deadly climate of this land being much less of a concern for them 4,000 years ago. Fascinating, of course. But what most concerns me is not the threat that the gods spoke of to his people in the Luzgau, but him not recognizing a fifth god. We can assume that the threat the gods were concerned for was the damaged seasonal stability of the planet. That's obvious to anyone. But the fifth god concerns me. Could it be a god that only ascended to power during the death of seasons, the war between God and Luzgau? Or perhaps a Luzgau that escaped punishment, the punishment that curses that race's descendants? Or something completely different? We have no idea, no way of knowing. Perhaps this Eisman can shed some light on these topics, but if not, I think perhaps we should have a good long talk with Karen Kamanos about the time before the King in White put his race to sleep. And for a brief moment, like while he's in the middle of this, Kandara looks like she's about to speak up, and Herbert just keeps going and going, and she scowls and returns to her mushroom steak. And that's how that day passes. Anyone else want to say anything or do anything during dinner?
I just don't want to get eaten by fire spiders. That's what I have to say.
It's a valid concern.
I think that's all. That's one of all of our goals. Garmin?
I'm going to ask Kandara what she was going to say. Kandara, you looked like you had something to say earlier. Maybe,
That, but I sounded less arrogant.
Oh. Good.
I wait till Dave falls asleep and like lightly brush a piece of like silk or something on his face. Like something so whatever.
Just like hang some string above his head.
The fuck is that?
It's crow sang clicking your face.
It's better than fire spiders. Don't do that to me.
So
Cassius gets a dagger in between the ribs.
Lantern!
Lantern.
Just get the lantern!
I can't handle this. You guys are mean. I'm just
This is
gonna go
good.
cry. I can't handle it anymore.
So the next day, you guys keep watch, and it's boring. There's not much to do on the ship.
Have we seen turtles or anything?
No,
Have we seen anything like out of the ordinary?
nothing living. Just burny lava and rock and your boat, and sometimes there are bubbles in the lava.
Do I know what would cause
They,
this?
Oh.
they slowly pop, release toxic air into the area.
Wait, how is that a thing?
What?
How does lava bubble?
Lava bubbles
Lava
sometimes as
always
gases
bubbles.
are released.
Maybe, I don't know.
Did you guys know that the molten core of the planet is almost as hot as the surface of the sun?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
I won't.
Did the Russians finally get the super deep borehole there?
I was going to argue that technically it's magma if it's under the crust.
Magma.
Liquid hot magma.
Tomato, come on. Doesn't matter.
It's a meteorite!
It's all hot as fuck.
Come on, nobody likes it, Ted.
I know.
He's technically correct,
Is that
which
a
is the
thing
best
now?
kind of correct.
Is that a thing we say now?
It's from How I Met Your Mother.
Bears.
Oh, Ted. That kind of
Bears.
Ted.
Beats.
That's not
For some
what
reason, I
thought
thought you were meaning TED Talk.
That's what I thought too.
Bears
Bingo!
beats Battlestar Galactica.
That makes sense too.
Wait.
Heather, I just
Identity theft is a real crime, Jim.
I
Michael!
just started to burn through all 9 seasons of The Office. We just got into season 9.
I watch it on occasion, out of necessity.
So good.
It's a
So most of the next day, what are you guys doing to fill the hours? Are you just hanging out, like, keeping watch,
fucking watching.
touching
for-
your new toys?
Is there like a big giant banjo I can try and play or something?
No.
A big giant banjo.
There's like there's a giant sized bugle, like hanging on a wall. Like maybe it's meant to like call out like identifications and stuff or something like that. Something nautical, you assume. You could probably use it as a tuba if you wanted.
I don't mess with that.
That sounds
You guys just hear this like
oddly erotic.
you guys hear this like deafening like honk honk honk
Holy fuck.
honk. See, he's big, but he doesn't have the lung capacity to really give a sustained note through the
I can't do this today. I can't
Oh
handle
my
this.
god.
What the fuck is going on? What?
All right, we're back. I almost died. Damn.
You sure you didn't?
What were we doing?
You were
We were passing the time. I'm blowing on the horn.
You're blowing something. You gonna make it, Clint? Why?
All right. So.
I mean, if we're just passing the time, I'm trying to get Kandara to blow on my horn.
Oh.
Oh dear.
He's an old guy. He can do that.
He's an old guy. It's fine.
It's okay when they're old.
It's called a
You get to be
mercy.
creepy.
You want him to blow your horn?
Now, old people need love too, Turok.
That's
Why do you want an old guy to blow your horn?
No, he's an old guy.
Oh.
Kandara's not an old guy. She's
An old lady.
An old lady.
Yeah.
she's a good looking.
I guess then it's
old
okay.
woman.
They can do that.
She's in great physical shape. She's just old and gray.
You want to
And
see how
wrinkled.
flexible she is?
Well, let's not go that.
More so in the cities.
Anyways.
More so in the cities.
Ew.
Factual.
Well, another one doesn't get that. Not digress.
You're always. Everybody's more healthy in the cities.
Yeah.
So her joints work better in the city.
I get
Let's
it.
let's
joints
not
work
digress.
better.
Clint's campaign into a old person banging.
The ship is
Anyway.
traveling through a wider section of the river of lava. It's about midday.
for Clint.
Who is on watch?
I'll be on watch.
Okay.
Kyle's on watch. Cassius is on watch.
I'm watching the ceiling.
He just sits
It's-
all day.
Cassius, you watch the river. I got the ceiling.
That is factual. I have not stopped watching the ceiling since you told me about fire spiders.
The Crowsank are acting like rest help dog, like aid dogs or therapy dogs, like when they sense a seizure coming on, like the Crowsank are acting like that with Dave right now. Like they sense that something's wrong and they're just like curled around him, just like supporting him and giving him tactile sensation.
They're like Crowsanks at the hospital that can smell death.
They're Death Crowsank. Run!
A bad omen.
Cardin doesn't necessarily show it, but he appreciates the warm, fuzzy feelings from the Crowsanks.
And they don't smell the greatest either.
They've been
much like
vomiting and
turtles,
shitting.
their skin is covered in salmonella.
Yeah, but they don't crawl in my mouth and lay fire babies. So.
So, Cassius is on watch.
Yeah.
The ship's traveling through a wider section of the river of the lava, maybe like 200 feet wide, and you've kind of had to come over to the right bank a little because there's like stalagmites or tights or whatever it
The
is.
ones that hang.
The ones
The ones
yes.
that pop up are mites, because mites crawl.
Yes, stalagmites.
Tights.
Like
Top.
so, the ship kind of slowly, carefully veered away, and it's kind of veering back towards the left. And Cassius is kind of keeping watch, and and he looks to the left, and because suddenly there are 10 humans on the left bank, like not the Blackstone walkway, but like on the rocky terrain near the water, or the lava, the water. They're not like right up on the shore of the lava river, but they're kind of like a back a ways. Stop! And one is kind of an older guy wearing white robes. 8 of them are like lightly armored, nondescript warrior types with swords and shields and bows and crossbows and that sort of thing. And the 10th guy is fucking Timon. That guy you encountered on the route to Millen that you were all arguing about.
They didn't find us in the goddamn lava.
While you were arguing about whether or not to fucking kill him.
Hey, I supported killing him. I want
I
this to
spared
be for
him.
the record.
So Cassius sees Timon, 8 Bravo warrior
he's just
types,
this.
and some guy in white robes. And they're clearly, they don't immediately start on fire, so they're clearly expecting the heat. But all of a sudden, they all start like, oh my eyes, and they weren't expecting the toxic air, and they're all like half of them are keeled over, like vomiting and spitting and coughing and all this kind of stuff. And you're kind of just Do you do anything? Do you announce anything? Do you?
Like much we can do.
There's countless feet of lava between us, so I guess I just wave.
Smile and wave, boys.
Hi, Timon!
A couple of them shoot like arrows, like 3 or 4 of them shoot arrows at your boat, but again, half of them are coughing.
Oh, so they're definitely confrontational.
Yeah, they're looking.
They're hunting us.
They're hunting.
That's what I want.
The arrows click against the deck of the boat, do nothing. You're at no risk whatsoever because you're behind walls of tungsten and glass and shit. And your boat's traveling very rapidly away from them. And you watch, and after standing around generally being useless for a bit, Timon signals with a hand to the guy in the white robes, and he brings up his hand and taps a stud, and he concentrates, and then all of a sudden he's gonna throw up or pass out, and then they all disappear.
Probably
Just before he does, I shout out, "I'll remember that."
They're gone.
And then you're like, they would have heard it. They would
have.
have.
About that.
I would imagine that after the tink 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 on the ship.
Yeah, you guys all heard some tinking on the deck of the ship.
Cassius, what the hell was that?
It was Timon. I said hi.
Well, how did
Kandar yells, "I knew we should have fucking slit his throat."
He didn't do anything yet.
Karnan says the same thing.
There's people in these
Said we should have killed that
lava
fucker.
tunnels all the time. This is coincidence.
This is normal.
I said no. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I never said I wanted to kill him. I said we should just fucking leave him in the desert, which would have effectively killed. Maybe. Was crawling around in the desert.
That's fair.
Agreed.
So
I think there's probably a pretty good chance you'll see him at another junction.
I think I'm
which means he's going to try and stop our boat.
Plus side is we know who's after us, what he looks like, versus if we killed him and they hired someone else, we don't have that tip off.
Did we know he was still chasing us? Like, did I miss that? Or is this the first?
I don't know. Did you? Are you too focused on the ceiling, or?
No, you told me.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying.
I don't think we knew he was.
I'm saying, should have David known?
It's made of fire spiders.
Should I have known?
Oh no.
Like, did I miss that from a session? Have we seen him before, other than when we?
This is the first time.
Okay. All right, I'm just making sure.
Since we got back to the city, this is the first time we've seen him.
All right, what a dick.
You guys were. Kandar was supposed to get kidnapped last session, but you guys were all in Blackstone, so no one could find her.
I was just picturing. He said he just made his spiders a picture like you stabbing him, and then spiders just crawling out on your sword. Just like 100 little spiders.
You ever see the old Lost?
Hold on, let me write that down for my next campaign.
And you just can't get out of the chainmail fast enough because it's so heavy.
Dude,
and they crawl inside underneath it.
You guys are fucked.
That would be.
Stories
That's
are
like a bad dream.
Why do you gotta do this to me?
Horribly awesome.
Why am I?
It would be awesome.
James, why am I friends with you?
Fuck,
So that was
fuck
fun.
spiders. I hate them bitches.
It's now the second of second month, 4033 DOS.
I've almost burnt my shed down because of spiders before. Have to say that. It's the only way to get rid of them. Forever.
In 2 months, it'll be Kanathar's birthday.
Dun, dun,
Oh, that's
dun.
nice.
Is he gonna live that long?
It's the second of second month, 4033 DOS. Around what Herber's pocket watch assures you is 5 in the evening. You're passing through a very narrow section of the lava river with almost completely vertical cliff walls flanking the river. Like, you have no idea how you would get from here up to the walkway. Like, it's almost sheer vertical cliff. Up above you, you can see the cliff. As far as the light will illuminate, you can kind of see like the cliff is kind of honeycombed with like rough cave openings and like passages and stuff. Like maybe like not passages, but like empty lava tubes, like smooth circular, like lava had flowed through there at one point, and maybe the giants diverted it or something. It's all heat scarred openings and that sort of thing. So maybe you could maybe assume that they have some kind of system in place to dam certain tubes and open up new ones to change levels. They might have locks. They might have dams. You don't know.
Whatever. They're pretty advanced in a lot of departments.
Or it's just a naturally occurring lava tube that has now gone extinct. It happens.
No.
Hashtag things happen.
Hashtag things happen. This is normal. So who's on watch?
I got the ceiling.
I mean, I'm okay staying on watch until
Are
I
you
need
still
a
in the
rest.
cabin?
Yeah, I'll still be.
Okay.
Is there like a spot on top of the cabin where it's like a crow's nest, or is it
No, it's
strictly
just a flat
inside?
roof.
Oh, okay.
So where am I at looking at the ceiling? I mean, where?
The hold of the ship.
No, I'm looking at the fucking ceiling of the cabin.
Oh, the ceiling of the cabin.
Cavern.
The cavern. Oh, I mean, you could be on the deck, or
I want to fucking watch the ceiling.
where do you want to? Where do you want to watch the ceiling from? Get a mini out. And
It's
move
an
it.
open deck.
Yeah, it's an open
Where's
deck.
my mini at?
I don't know. Do you have a mini?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Um,
Just I'll find something.
How
Find your
tall
mini.
up? How tall up is the cabin?
About 25 feet tall.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. And the windows are like wide enough you could like shoot through them.
They're glass, but yeah,
Okay.
if there weren't glass, there you could shoot through.
What do I look?
Okay.
But no, you can't.
But no, you can't. I mean, you could remove the glass with the dagger.
No, I'm gonna keep them.
Yeah, they're probably more
I don't
help.
know what the fuck I am.
Find your mini. I need it
Settle down.
I need.
for a completely
I'm
unrelated
trying,
issue.
I'm trying to keep Herber like in the cabin, safe, I guess.
I mean, this isn't really
Keep him
food,
occupied with his books.
but That's gonna be me for now.
Okay. Place it wherever you want to watch stuff from.
Where's the part that like he's in?
He's in the
Yeah.
cabin. The big
That's the
spread.
only place that's covered, basically.
Yeah.
So do I like breathe
You
toxic
could-
air
no.
out there?
No, as long as you're on the deck of the ship, you're fine.
I'm right here.
Yeah, the fans are like sucking clean air
Looking
or
up.
something.
Fuck yeah, I'm looking up.
So,
I'm kind of sitting there looking up, not really laying.
Statistically, they're prone.
So Cassius,
Statistically, I am prone. That's accurate.
you hear a thump on top of the.
Of course, he fucking
There.
hears a thump.
Oh, great.
You see a thump there,
That's a thump.
and there's another thump over here.
Is he laying down?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Perfect. You threw that excellently.
So you're watching out the front. You hear a thump above you, and you see out the front what it appears to be husks falling from the sky.
Did
Strikes
I
the top of the deck.
fucking see this shit coming?
You remember husks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't great.
Wait, so
The fall from above is clearly like these guys didn't fall from 10 feet above you. They fell a ways. They are clearly beat the fuck up and damaged. But being cut up and broken and damaged didn't really seem to affect them last time
No,
you fell.
not at all.
They're functional enough to move, and
Just
they
throw
get
them
all
over.
snarly and clawed.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So we're in initiative. Nobody has surprise on each other.
So
You said this was Blackstone glass?
it's like super giant glass, whatever it's called.
giant glass. We'll call it.
Okay.
what is?
The glass that around him.
Oh,
There's somebody on top of his cabin.
oh, and you're worried about.
Like you are probably completely safe, and anyone inside the ship is probably completely safe.
Well, I just meant like I'm just trying to keep Herber like inside somewhere so
Oh,
he
yeah,
doesn't get like
yeah.
too close to an edge in his.
Where is Herber's mini?
So wait a minute.
This is Herber's mini.
Fuck. God.
Herber's going to be over here,
So
looking
we
out.
gotta throw him
And
over.
Herber says,
That's not great.
where is he here? Herber says, if I can find his fucking words. What did I say?
Boy. Did you do that to Louis all the time now? Yeah. Because I told Ashley, I said, I wish Ari was a boy.
Herber says, if we are traveling towards the corroded coast, we should be traveling even further away from the Font of Shadows than we already were. We should be well outside the range that husks are typically seen around the Font of Shadows. This is most peculiar. And now it's combat.
Curiouser and
All right.
curiouser.
So,
Boy,
we are at the
me.
top with Cassius.
Alright.
Cassius.
Well, that kind of sucks. I do with these bastards now.
I guess I'm gonna
Were
try
you
to.
really laying on the deck to look up at the ceiling?
I was kind of like kneeling down, looking
Yeah,
up.
all right. We'll call
He
you.
just wanted to prove that he was
We'll call
looking
you
up.
standing then.
I was, yeah. I was definitely watching the ceiling. That's not a. That was a thing.
Okay.
Were you guys down in the hold, or are you up here too?
I was on
I'll
the
be
deck
right where I
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
quick
I didn't
question.
realize that. So you guys
Go
saw
ahead.
this happen too.
For the
That's fine.
for science, only scientific purposes only. How high are the walls like on the outside of the ship from the deck?
What do you mean the wall? Like the railing?
Yeah.
It's about 6 feet tall, but
Holy fuck.
it wouldn't
It's for a giant.
it wouldn't be really that difficult for you to squeeze yourself or someone else through it.
Oh, how wide? What's the spacing?
Wide enough to force someone through. I don't know.
Foot.
Hey, you know what?
Foot and a half.
Other
Shield
kind of
master.
question.
Fucking bash them bitches through.
There's a square there. I assume is a door.
Like,
Yeah.
Is that
legit,
up on the
legit.
second?
That's on the
like
deck
the
to
thing.
the engine room.
That's a good idea.
On in the.
This is
the-
a hatch leading to the hold. This is a door out onto the deck. This is a door into the engine room.
Okay. So I can just
that
go
has a
through the
big
door.
padlock on it.
Attack
You
it.
can- It is a huge-
And, I,
huge
and
padlock.
we seem to remember that the giant glass was durable.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go out the door then,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to shoot. So I'll do 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna try to shoot this one. Is it prone?
Yeah, they're all prone.
Okay. This one too.
That one's
Two
that would be prone as well. Sorry.
Okay. Alright, just so I remember.
And he's on top of the cabin, right?
Yeah, he's on top.
Actually, if he's prone, then I'm gonna run up to him. So it's 15, 20. Okay. I'm gonna get right there.
5 feet away from you.
And I guess I'll shoot this one with a bow.
Pushes it 5 feet.
Nice.
You shoot that one with the bow.
Yeah, I have disadvantage because he's prone.
Right.
I think it's disadvantage.
Okay.
I missed.
Okay. What
Unless his AC is 12.
No.
Okay.
Tis a smidge low.
That brings us to Donald.
Okay. Oh, it's not good.
It's the boat. We're not used to being on boats.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's what it'll be. So Domino flicks his stud on his
Okay.
spear,
Okay.
and then
Good call.
goes up and tries to stab. So I have advantage if I run up to him, right?
If you're next to a prone creature, you'd have
Yeah,
advantage.
you'd have advantage.
Okay, that's good because rolled the same.
What'd you get?
9.
No.
But then on my so I miss with the stab and then lift up, try to hit him with the backside of it, and I get 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I'm sorry, 25 to hit.
25
I
hits.
can't
That's-
math.
How does it say? How did you get an 18 to a 15?
6 damage.
6 damage.
I was really confused.
So you're whipping around the staff,
That's the best of us.
and you bring it back, and the blade and has this little ring of molten metal around the stud. You can see that pupil, that flamey pupil, is looking right at you. Like it's shifted position slightly from being in the dead center of the stud to look directly at you and make eye contact with you.
I give it a wink.
A gentle kiss.
Okay.
I don't like that he rolled for that.
The wink.
One day it's gonna be
Yeah.
upset with you.
But I did wink.
It has no eyelids, so it can't wink back.
What did
Rolling for
Did it?
eyelids.
It
no.
stares intently.
Did it seem like it wanted to wink?
And it's impossible to tell. It is
All
an
right.
eyeball in a stud.
We'll never
That
know.
brings us to Turok.
Turok. I'm gonna turn around and come hit this guy.
That's probably a good one.
30.
I'm pushing him off.
Does the spirit
Spirit reach?
I
No,
don't think it is.
not
Oh.
the regular spear.
That blows.
But your Blackstone spear
Is a spear and
It's
not a
already
form.
+1 to hit and damage, so fuck off.
Then I was standing one square closer than I said I was.
That's fine. Go ahead.
You all saw it.
So it just means more fire spiders for everyone later. 20 to hit. Oh yeah.
See what you've done?
And then so 2 attacks. Okay.
See what
D6.
you've done.
And I just want to be clear that from falling from the great height they fell from did deal damage to these guys. These are not at top hit points. Just so you know.
Good.
That's good.
But if I recall, they don't die, so it doesn't matter.
They die.
Yeah, they just had a shit
Oh, I
ton
did
of hit
crit,
points.
so I should probably roll again.
A she
I rolled
road?
my advantage to crit, and I did.
Okay.
So.
You crit.
One of them will be 12 damage, and then one will be 14, I guess. Right?
Damn.
Two damage die?
It's
You
one
roll
and a
it twice. Though.
1.5 times
Yeah.
max damage is a crit.
1.5 times max damage?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
8 plus 4 is 12. Or wait, it's a spear, so it deals d6. So that's
6,
9.
6 plus 8,
And you gain initiative.
and then plus another.
And he gains initiative.
What is that? I can't math at all.
Initiative.
D6 plus 8, that's. 6
Six,
plus 8 is 14, so 21 damage.
21 damage.
God, that's hard.
Everybody needs.
Yikes.
I feel uncomfortable.
Alright.
Hip hop. Hip hop.
So
Hip-hop
it is
Anonymous.
now Kandara's turn. She spends her turn climbing up from the hold, wondering what the fuck's going on.
Tink, 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 tink.
Mattress
tink.
is
That's not
after the
climbing
husks, so it's the husks' turn. It takes half its movement to get up. It attacks Turok using multi-attack, which is claws.
Painful.
Does a
I hope it doesn't.
19 hit?
It doesn't, actually.
It doesn't?
Your new stuff pushed me to 20.
Cool.
You have an AC of 20?
I assume the
Yeah.
How?
He's got it.
Shield, studded leather.
I assume 25 hits though.
High deck.
25 does. High dex, yeah.
You
My
take
dex
6
is like
slashing
19.
damage from one of
I need to
the
raise my
bony
dex.
claws.
I only have 19 AC. Only.
I have 17, so.
This guy basically
Oh, over
jumps
AC
off.
die.
Freaking love this thing.
And lands prone.
Real?
And takes some falling damage.
I might take that feet away and pretend to die.
As a fighter, you
That's
really
new,
start moving
isn't it?
all the
This
time.
guy
Yeah.
stands
That wheel
up,
is new.
does some multi-attack against Kyle with its bony, misshapen claws.
You'd have to move closer to be.
Oh, that must not be on the
That's-
website.
I mean down low. I'm sorry. I got confused about
I
who
mean,
said.
it's okay if he wants to attack me. Just he'd have to move
It's
and.
not on the
Yeah,
website.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah, I was
got
just
confused
using
about
it.
which mini was which.
Yeah.
So that is a 14 and a 15 against Domhnall.
Both miss.
Both miss. All right. And then there's another bigger thud.
Oh.
That
no.
does not look pretty.
Spider.
That's
Don't worry, it doesn't look exactly like that. That's just a placeholder.
Is it fucked? Like, is it
I
more
kind of
fucked
wish it
than
did look
that?
like that. What is that? Ogre zombie.
And another thud over there.
Dude, this is bad news, Decknals. Oh, shit balls.
So
No, wait. That's not. Just roll it down.
that's 2. So it's just it was just the 2. Okay, so
Yeah, that's too many. I agree.
Is the one I'm fighting just another husk?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
it's
just
like-
husks.
Swap out that many then.
This is a
Because
husk.
those are
too?
exactly the same.
Clint?
Please, for my sanity.
what am I doing?
Wasn't the one you just placed and then took back? Isn't that the same as the other two that are husks? Was that the one? Yes. Does that make sense? Now all the husks are the same mini.
Well, this is us too.
Okay, that's fine.
Wait till we kill the next one.
So this thing that thuds the deck, it's not one single husk.
What?
It's a pile of
A Voltron
husks.
of husks.
It's this snarling and hissing pile of like 10, maybe 12 husks smashed together. They're not
Same thing.
they're not fused together. It's looking at this kind of lumbering, like kind of
Did you call it a swarm of husks?
slumped thing. They're all kind of smashed and stuck together. Like ribs are like stuck together. One has its arm through a pelvis. Another is like jammed through a broken torso, is and through a jawbone. Another's jawbone is caught on another's collarbone. They're all kind of stuck together,
So they have disadvantage to attack.
like they've been smashed together, and are too stupid to like unhook themselves from each other.
It's like a husk king.
And that is
fucking
exact-
smashed them together.
And that is exactly what their name is, husking.
Husky.
Now, it fell like the other ones, but it's not prone because it has legs and arms and limbs on every side.
Yeah. It's a
It's
ball of
so
limbs.
uncomfortable.
And like
I'm not okay
it's
with it.
like normally husks are very fast and they teleport and very fierce. This is kind of they're not a unified mind. They're all like pulling in different directions. So it's not slow.
Kevin, I think
It's
you get
just
that one.
all of them are moving in different directions that kind of have a net effect of it kind of like, all right, we want to go this way, but this one wants to go this way, and this one wants to go this way. So they're not
necessarily together. They're just together.
They're just stuck together, and they're not unified at all. But it's just a pile of flailing, biting.
So they have disadvantage on attack, right?
There are several statistical penalties due to the fact that there are a dozen husks stuck together fighting each
There's
other.
still a dozen husks stuck together fighting each other. Fighting.
Well, they're fighting each other and not fighting me.
And because it's a bunch of like regular-sized creatures all stuck together, it doesn't have reach like a normal giant creature should.
Ah,
That's nice to know.
I do like
Thank
that.
you, Clint.
And on that note, it is now Metros' turn, and he rushes up here like, "What the hell's going on? What the fuck is that?"
It's a trap.
So that makes it Karnan's turn.
Well, I think my decision is.
I think that looks like a duel. I think you're good.
I think I'm gonna come help you kill that fucker first, and
I like that idea.
then we can gang up on
But bear
that.
in mind that it has lots of flailing
Ooh,
limbs.
you know what?
But I don't need
I
to
bet
go
we don't
close
get
to it.
advantage
So
on it.
what would you? It doesn't have reach, right?
No, it doesn't have reach. I'm just warning you. Like if you get into melee combat, it's got lots of fucking flailing limbs.
All right,
Get behind
so
him.
I'm gonna push him.
No. Oh, okay.
Cool.
So we're gonna go there. I might not go. Actually, I'm gonna go here. So I push him that way.
Do it.
So 18 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they're both 7, 10, 20 damage total
Nice.
between 2 hits.
Fighters.
And I'm also going to use a bonus action to attempt to shove the creature in front of me.
Chill bash.
Shield Master. That is
You have.
yes, that's correct, sir.
For what you know.
So make a strength check, contested by the target strength. So an athletics check.
An athletics check or a strength check.
Well,
Doesn't matter. He doesn't have athletics.
Says
He has strength.
strength.
22.
Oh
Says
my.
athletics.
What a doozy.
Ooh, I got to roll. Nope. He
You
resists it.
said it does the necrotic. Does that mean I'm using
not
the
very
spikes when I'm
effective.
doing the necrotic damage?
Yeah.
I'm doing the slash? Okay. So there's a risk that
He
they
rolled
break.
at 22.
Only on a 1.
I rolled-
There's only a risk of breaking them on a 1, and even then it's only 1%.
I got
Because
a,
you have more control over the weapon, because it's not just a
19.
jagged shard of claw. It's
I doubt he can
you
roll
know,
it.
you can move it to.
he had rolled well.
Okay.
I got a 19, Clint, so it fails.
Okay.
Bummer.
Just making sure.
It's alright, we're gonna kill it.
Because I'm trying to like
Wait, you hit it pretty hard.
pre-roll
I hit
the
it for
turn so it speeds it
like
up.
30. You hit it for 20.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And the
I didn't
husking,
roll well.
while damaged, is not nearly as inconvenienced as the other husks that fell.
How fast does it move? This is the true test. We don't know, Dave.
5 foot this way, 10 feet that way.
Half of them try to teleport this way, the other half teleport that way, and it ends up just splitting it into 2 huge husks. So it goes 5. Wait, it's here. So that would be.
I think it was actually.
I forgot they could
couple back.
teleport.
Okay. God, I hate large
Just
things.
put it next to me. That's where you want it.
There goes
I'm just
5,
kidding.
10,
But also they're drawn to studs. So
15,
like, it kind of wants down.
20, 25, 30. I think that's 30. So some of them were trying to veer towards you guys, but others were trying to go the other way, and it ends up doing nothing.
He's got the most.
Yeah, but we gotta kill it eventually, so we gotta
we
be in
just
melee
need to
range
No.
make
eventually.
sure we
He doesn't.
split from it.
Cassius.
Stand equally in front of it.
He doesn't. Herbert has the most studs.
Yes, Herber has 3 studs.
Oh.
Domino only now has the one unless you count.
So they're
Spear
attracted
studs.
to
I have
studs.
2
Yes.
still.
I probably.
So I have none. Remember that?
I think they just
Cold
sense it.
studs.
So I'm going to try to get over here and clean this one up.
Okay.
I got a. I'm
Oh, yes, you
assuming an 18 and a 19 hits.
He was a
Yes.
slobbery puppy.
Okay. He takes a total of 20 damage. 5 of that is necrotic.
Who's a good puppy?
Clint, just a heads up, I probably do have more studs then. If the thing I have, the dimension door and teleportation stud.
That doesn't count as an implanted stud.
Oh, implanted only. So you only have one.
15
And
slashing
missile anthology.
and 5 necrotic.
I have 0.
Okay.
Everyone remember
Alright.
I have 0.
And then I'm gonna move, do my swashbuckler thing, and move over here.
Okay. Alright. That brings us to Turok because his initiative improved from his critical hit.
Hey! I forgot about that. Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna hit this one again.
You didn't get a critical hit at all, did you?
I rolled for the advantage for him being prone, but I didn't get a critical hit. I actually got
We
a
don't get
critical
advantage
miss.
of him being next to us, do we?
I don't
Like
think
next
so.
to next to him.
No, you have
No,
to be complete opposite sides.
Oh, you have to actually be on
Unless you're-
opposite sides.
Unless you got the rogue thing that says an ally within 5 gives you a sneak attack.
What did you do, Cassius?
I rolled
But
advantage
I'm gonna
for
just
him being
push him
prone.
into you now.
Okay.
To know,
I did
first,
the-
does a
Let's spin away.
Oh.
a 16 hit?
Yeah.
15 did.
Nope.
So that would be 10, 26 damage.
Damn.
Nice work, son.
Watch this. Completing my movement. 5e. Augmented 5e.
I'm doing shit.
I've been
So
waiting until
when
they take their
we
turn,
have
and then once
advantage
they're
against
positioned
right
where they're
now?
going to be,
What's
I
that?
roll
Does that
them.
count as advantage?
I moved out of your way because you were
Kyle,
pushing
when we play
you said.
Pathfinder, that's something
So
you
now
should
you can push
homebrew.
them. So you won't have
the
advantage.
movement.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to stay.
I was
Hit the fuck
considering
out of
it
him, don't worry.
because it really slows down the game if you
Down
don't have
move
that splitting your movement.
One in front of me, obviously. My offhand misses, but my main hand is a 22.
That hits.
4 radiant damage.
2d8 damage.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's only 4 radiant.
That is the problem because it takes a minute for it to build up, but then it's 8d8 fire damage.
I'm keeping track of my rounds too,
Okay.
so.
I'm sorry, 4 damage.
Yes.
So that would be that one.
Would there be an issue with keeping it on?
Kandara's
It
turn.
doesn't hurt
I'm
you.
not gonna fix it.
Right.
Oh, I'm stupid. I should just be re-rolling both my die.
It does
and
get
just choose to
uncomfortable.
spend luck points if it's better. I should do that.
Kandara takes a
Oh, yeah, 'cause
shot.
you can take it or not.
It's a good roll. Does a couple damage to the giant husking with very little effect.
Yeah, of course.
It's not very effective.
Makes it Husk's
Could use a
turn.
runner attack.
This little husk guy, that guy,
This little
slashes out with his claws at Turok, the last one who damaged him. Getting
Can't do
a 21 and a 20.
Yep. Meeting.
Dealing
Does it right.
a total of
So both.
12 slashing damage.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeeze.
It's easy peasy.
This husking stands up,
I have a 2-weapon fighting style.
Rushes at Cassius.
Another 4 to
Oh no.
slashes with his claws,
Sorry, Brock.
getting a critical failure
Oh,
and a 12.
there was a good pause between that critical.
Critical.
Sorry, that was not intentional.
No, that was dramatic.
That's suspense.
This husk goes after Domhnall,
Suspenseful.
getting a 23 and a 23
Yeah, both those hit.
for a total of 12 slashing damage.
Okay.
These husks could really roll, huh?
This one gets up,
Yeah, they don't feel great.
Dude, that wheel is fantastic.
Isn't it awesome?
Brr,
Healing and
done.
everything.
another one attacks Domhnall, getting nothing.
Good.
Yeah.
A 10 and a 15?
Yeah, no.
I was like, oh. I don't know.
Then Metris' turn.
Citrus Prime.
Oh, excited.
He takes one look at the giant fucking husk and decides he's going to delay his action. Or ready in action.
Smart. Smart move. Let's wait till we can team it.
Clint, are they resistant at all to necrotic?
No.
Seems, okay.
No,
Alright,
just when you cut him with the teeth, like whole chunks of its chest and body like turned into that black sandy looking stuff and fell off.
Okay. Well, I just because I'm trying to keep the numbers
Yeah,
separate, but if they're all
Yeah.
that, I can just add
yeah,
it.
it's all together. You can just have them together.
Okay.
Karnan is up.
All right. I'm gonna make my whales against that guy.
Okay.
That's not great.
Oh. On a completely unrelated note,
Does a
thump.
It's unrelated. So a 16 hit.
Can we tell where they're coming from?
Directly above your heads.
Does a 10
But
hit?
like, I mean, are they just teleporting?
No, they are falling.
Right, but can we see the ceiling?
No, there's not enough illumination to see the full ceiling.
Okay.
Does a 10 hit?
I don't believe
No.
Okay. So I do.
And as you walk, like, the fight is pretty hectic for the first few seconds because you were surprised, but now you're noticing, like, behind you, husks are plopping into the lava.
Oh.
Like, they're not just hitting your deck, they're hitting the lava as well.
I don't think those ones survive.
No, they're not going to be around.
Yeah, you need to push them off then.
It's like leeches.
So does a 16 hits him.
Yeah, 16 hits.
So I do 13 damage to him, and
You just fucking tear apart this husk.
Yeah.
really, I guess I don't have to push him anymore.
Push him in.
It's all tore up and
So is he dead?
like the parts are still moving, but it's not able to do anything.
It's not effective.
Can I pick up one of the parts and throw it?
Where do you want to throw it?
Throw it over.
Oh yeah,
Close
fine.
to that house.
Fuck, do I have to do anything for that?
No.
I pick up one of its hands and throw it overboard.
It's in the lava.
Fuck you, Husk. Karnan said that.
Karnan went. Anything else with your turn?
I know it's really. I don't think it's really moving, but I'm gonna turn around and face
Okay.
that guy. I don't
Alright.
want to get
Okay.
caught off
It is
guard.
now the Husking's turn.
Actually, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna start moving back towards everybody else.
Does Turok have any studs?
1.
1.
2. 2. I have 2.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh shit, that guy. Fuck me in the ass. No. Sorry. I need to not do that. We're going on YouTube.
Almost in unison, all of the husk bodies start jogging towards.
Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry, bro. I shouldn't have done that.
It's cool.
You don't know what it means, but I rolled 2 6s, and that's bad.
That means it's got full control of its actions. I shouldn't have left you. I'm sorry, homie.
That means you go to jail.
So about a dozen,
I'll come
Only
back.
for
Like-
3 times.
like maybe half a dozen
Double,
limbs
3 times.
start
That was double
slashing and pawing and
I blame
cutting at you, and it amounts to 3 attacks. Merry Christmas.
They're all going to miss, though, I think. That's what I remember when you said
It's
that
funny because you
earlier.
got to roll doubles to get out of jail, so you learn
I'll
nothing.
come back, homie.
So we've got a 24,
Yep.
a 23,
Yeah.
and a 19.
No. Ha! Only 2 hit.
You take 14 slashing damage
That's a
total.
lot of flash.
A piddly 14 damage.
I like the vibration thing too.
And on that note, it is
How many
back
turns?
at top with Cassius.
I can get it there in a turn if I wanted. I was just wondering if I have to go open a light or something.
I am at 26. I'm
Give
less
me a
than
light,
that.
Cassius. Yeah.
That's what I was checking.
Laser me.
Okay, so
You don't have to. I wouldn't say.
I'm gonna attack the one standing right next to me.
Okay.
I hit him if the last turn hit him. That attack was 19 damage on him. If he's still up, I'm gonna do my second attack on him.
Your first attack was 19 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tabulate that quick. He is still up, though.
Okay. Then my second attack is 13 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm gonna, I guess, spin over here.
Can I take your fucking burrito?
I do that.
What's that?
Okay. So I'm assuming if I back up, I will take like 8 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, it's got like 16 reactions to use.
I'm just gonna hit it. What's the worst thing that happen? Right? I'm just gonna hit it.
It only has 2 reactions.
Try to
I'm not
get-
ridiculous.
Jacob, try to get on this side so if I hit you with the light, I don't hit it with the light.
All right. I'll shoot.
Well, I mean, we don't know what it'll do.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Oh, okay.
if I have
It might,
to.
dude, it might hurt.
Critical
us.
hit and a critical fail.
Right.
So I'm even on initiative.
Initiative is unchanged.
Gets
But
good.
now the next attack against you has advantage.
Okay, good to know. Great.
So that is
9
nothing
plus
on that.
modifiers.
You crit.
And no, so it's we figured out 14 damage, right?
14 damage.
Yep.
Or 21
21.
damage
21?
on a crit.
Yep.
So 21 damage for him.
Okay.
Aha!
All right.
Don't want to
Maybe
between
hit him
him
with the
on
light.
six. He's gonna get me good.
How's your health looking?
26 out of 58. So like,
Okay.
I could take like 2 more hits from this guy.
Wait, I thought. How did you lose health before that?
He got hit. He's been
I've
pretty
been,
solidly.
I've been being hit a lot.
Damn it.
Bro,
They've been getting me.
I'll take them for you for a minute.
That means Domino's up.
Okay. One of those is at least. So that's a 26 and a math 25 to hit. So that's 5 damage for my offhand, and I'm gonna just attack the same one I've been attacking, and 9 radiant for my
Radiant.
main attack.
9 radiant damage. Radiance from me.
9 radiant and 5 bludgeoning.
Yep.
15. Wait, 14.
Yeah.
I'm not making more of these Magic the Gathering.
Domo can see that the flaming eye
Me too.
is looking at the husks.
Oh, yeah. Let's get him.
Do a whirlwind attack.
And he gets a sensation, not words, but it's a sensation of yes.
Ooh, your spear's evil. I like it. Or it's bloodthirsty, maybe not evil.
Bloodthirsty, I hope.
And it's kind of like it's hissing, but it's more the hiss of flame than the hiss of a snake. You know,
Okay.
like a hissing yes sensation. It's fucking weird, and it's all in your head.
Okay. You good with that?
Kandara's turn.
Oh, I'm a monk now. I can move 40 feet.
Nice.
Forgot about that. Thanks, D&D Beyond.
And if you get the key thing.
Kandara yells, "What the fuck are husks doing this far from the font? Also, what the fuck is that?" And she hits the giant husk king thing for something.
I think. Yeah, it's-
Something that's a large
For
number.
damage.
Well.
For damage.
It's like 6. I think so.
Ooh, I forgot he's got advantage on
For all of it. All the damage.
She kills it, one shot, boom.
So you said that's not considered a. That's considered a normal size
I'm
creature.
gonna
She
use
can even
barehanded
glue
attack.
that.
Only in that
In
it
the
doesn't have reach like a large creature
I'm
would.
gonna start
So
using
can I-
barehanded
can I
attack so
push
we
it?
can just do a finishing move on it.
It is a
After I
large
stun it
creature,
enough.
except that it
Nice.
doesn't
I
have
think
reach
that's
like
smart.
a large
I
creature
think
should.
so too.
Because you're pushing a massive bodies that are
Right.
effectively one thing.
Okay. I think that probably would rationally affect shove. I just.
Trip it.
Metris,
Seeing that
To my age.
Tarax could gets right up on it and takes a swing. He doesn't have enough to flank, but he gets something that is enough to attack its AC. Where are Metris' stats? I shouldn't use them on that. He gets a 16.
Ranger is this next round.
Nope. Gets a 15 and hits. Metris gets a 15 and hits.
Favorite
Does
enemy husks. 8 damage.
slashing.
I get to make another attack with the same weapon.
Oh, nice.
Alright, Karnan's turn.
Karnan.
No longer will I be
Um,
surrounded.
Oh,
What is
I apologize. I skipped the Husk's turn. They go before Metris. Sorry,
Ooh, I forgot
Dave.
they don't get to go.
Go ahead.
This guy uses his movement, half of his movement. And 15 can't really reach Karnan.
That'll work.
The Husk. Okay. One Husk. A couple claws lash out at Metris. One hits Metris.
Dealing some damage. I can do math.
10 by 10.
And a couple more Husk limbs lash out at Turok. 20 something.
If it's
Yes.
over 20, hits me.
Yeah. Takes 7 slashing damage.
Not bad.
God damn it. The husk doesn't go on the same initiative as the husking.
I take damage though, right?
That's what I would have done, and you're not going to kill it before its turn comes up, so
They've synchronized.
they've synchronized. This husking, or this
That's the
husk,
thing that happens.
runs at
to husks.
Cassius. Takes some swipes with its jagged claws, gets shit. What's your AC? 16, 17?
I didn't get the stud armor. I got the
Yeah.
cutlass.
That husk lashes out at Domhnall,
Scarlet's cutlass.
gets a critical hit.
Of course it does.
Of course it does.
That actually makes your initiative go down. No,
Does it?
I don't think so.
I think if you get a
Makes
critical
theirs
fail,
go up.
10 slashing damage.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
That's not most of my health.
And the other husk on Domhnall's ass misses.
That's right.
Now it's Karnan's turn.
So for science, is he considered a large creature?
The husking is a
Yeah.
large creature.
Okay, I can still push him then.
Okay.
I can go one size up, and I'm considered medium, right?
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just making sure.
you can.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back at him.
I do
1,
think
2,
though,
3, 4, 5.
if it matters,
Go
Nate,
here. So
I think it will be harder to push him over the edge.
I don't care. I want him away from us.
That's fair.
Yeah,
And he doesn't
no.
get his reactions.
Oh,
he
well.
might not make it back to you depending on what he rolls or
And
whatever.
you guys will actually get attack of opportunities on him, so yeah, that's still beneficial.
I like it.
All right. So I'm going to use one of my luck die because that's a crit. The result of it was a crit. And
Fail?
I'm going to use no crit, and then I'm going to use another luck die because the result of that one would have been a critical miss. So I'm spending 2 luck die
Okay.
this turn. I don't think it's 15 hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for the non-critical hit, I do 9 damage,
Okay.
and then the critical hit is just max damage.
Plus a half. 1.5
Plus half?
damage.
1.5 times max damage plus your modifiers.
15, so plus 6, or plus 7, so 22 damage. Sound right?
You're taking with a longsword, that'd be.
Well, I have plus 1 longsword,
Plus
so
one
it's
longsword, so-
1d8 plus 6 is my normal. 1d8 plus 7 is my normal attack right now.
Okay, so it's 12 plus 7, 19. Okay. Yeah, 19 damage. What was the first attack? 1.5 times your weapon die, which would be 12, plus your modifiers.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, not the total. Got it. So
Right.
19 plus 9 damage.
Okay.
So 28 damage. And gonna action surge.
I forgot about that.
So I
That is a
spent.
thing.
So I got a
forgot had
crit
second
too, so
wind,
my
too. Damn.
my stuff goes up. Right?
Yeah.
So we spent 2 luck die. Fuck. That's okay. It prevented it from going. Actually, it would have been neutral because it would have went up and down. Okay, so that's a positive thing. There's a.
How many dice are you rolling?
Well, I'm rolling an extra for a luck die for each of them,
Okay.
just in case I want it. Because you can. No, you can choose after the die is rolled to spend it or not.
Okay.
You can roll it and then choose if you spend it or not.
Okay.
That's the thing. So 14 hit.
Yep.
How many dice
Block
you
to the
rolling?
yeah. So, I'm sorry. 14, 26 more damage,
Okay.
and that's. And now I'm gonna roll to push him.
Okay. He resists with strength.
So that's a 17. Yes.
No, he only got a 12. You push him.
Nice.
5 feet. So 1.
Opportunity attack.
Yeah, Metris and
Yeah, go.
Turok get an opportunity attack.
So we spend our action surge.
I think plus 9 damage.
That was a successful.
19 hits.
Yep.
12 damage for me.
Alright. Good round, Karnan.
Taking damage.
Yeah.
Big ol' swing.
How much damage was that
And
total?
then I already.
That was like 40 some damage.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of damage. And now we're back up the top with Cassius because I already took the Husking's turn.
Thank you, Blackstone's.
I have a
Sword.
quick
I love
question
you.
because I have the ranger ability. When I make an attack against a creature with a weapon, I can make an
Down here.
attack with the same weapon against a creature within 5 feet of it. Could I spin around and hit all 3 of them if I hit him with the
Could have brought my group
one
one.
attack? So I'd hit him, then him, spin, and hit him.
It's been how?
If I use my movement, I'm going to do an attack here.
What's the ranger ability?
It's, I'll read it to you. It's the hunter's one. Okay. Once on each of your turns, when you make a weapon attack, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a creature that is within 5 feet of the original target and within range of your weapon. It doesn't define the movement, but that's where I'm looking for the ruling. So
What's the
I
ability
would have to
called?
do. It's called Horde Breaker. It's right here.
Is
that from the original
Once
creature?
per turn.
Once per turn. So it's 1 extra attack, but I'm just wondering if it functions like that or elsewise.
I still think, regardless, you take the opportunity attack from the first one.
That's what the swashbuckler one I'm. So I would do cutlass.
The way it's written,
Offhand.
I don't think you get a move in there. It has to be
Okay.
from your first position.
If you were like surrounded.
Okay. That'll work.
So like you could, like yes, you could because of your position there. You could use the ability to strike the one that's in front of Domhnall as
Yep.
well, but you can't like then move around and hit that one.
Okay, that's what I was looking for the ruling. So I guess my first attack, I'll hit him. I got an 18 for damage.
That hit.
I rolled a 17 plus
Okay,
7,
that
so
hits. 18
or
damage.
plus 8 rather.
That's a
That one's
that's a
destroyed.
ranger spell.
You cut it apart.
It's a hunter ability. It's not a spell. It's so then I'm gonna hit him with the offhand. Actually, I'm gonna spin 5, 10. 15. Then I'm gonna hit him and then hit him with the offhand.
I don't know why it doesn't pop.
So I got 10 plus 8, 18. So it's 10 on him and then 8 on him with the offhand weapon.
So that was 1 attack and then an extra attack.
I rolled 3 attacks. So what I did was I attacked with the cutlass here.
And then you're using your
I
offhand
moved,
attack.
did my
Okay,
offhand
alright.
here, and then
I
I'm
just want to follow you.
repeating the offhand
I'm
there.
just making sure I'm following. What was the first damage against the first one?
The first one is
18?
10 damage,
10 damage?
and then the second one is 8.
Different creature that's within 5 feet of the original target.
I knew there was a way to do it, I just had to figure
Huh.
it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright.
Seems legal.
Anything else?
That is my turn.
Tarak's up.
I am going to do this. And then I'm going to shoot with my longbow at the Husking.
Okay.
And unless a 13 hits, I'm going to miss 2 times.
It hits.
Oh!
Its AC is 9.
So both of them hit then. Wow, look at that. The other roll was a 4. Plus, but, you know. So... 6, 7, 8, 16 damage total for my longbow.
Nice.
And then I'm going to use my second
Like-
wind as well.
Did you want a marker over there?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm doing the pre-rolling.
I have one.
Just saving it there.
1d10 plus my fighter level. That's
Interesting. That was a little harder than I expected.
What's my fighter level? 6.
All done? Good.
Yep, I was just doing my second wind, sorry.
Domhnall's up.
Alright, so 20 to hit the one that I've been attacking.
Yep.
And that is 9,
How are you
14,
looking at for each
18 radiant.
28 still, so about half. Hanging out around half.
Sorry, just Domhnall's getting swarmed over here
And
too.
then I'm gonna,
Okay.
and then it's a,
We got plenty of people over here.
Yeah, we got the
18
manpower.
with my offhand, hit the same one.
Heal yourself. Do
For
that.
5 damage.
I forgot about that.
I mean,
Plus
you're
if I
always
go-
next to yourself.
If I go down, it's
The
layers of
intensity of the blade
about 2D,
has ignited
whatever.
the dried out flesh of the creature. It is now on fire.
It's kind of badass,
Alright.
but it might suck.
Now he has flaming attacks.
I mean, he's got to be taking some.
Thanks
No.
a lot.
No.
I can't believe it's still alive.
I know these things have a ton of HP.
Alright.
We wailed on that one pretty hard.
But they are easy to hit.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, Jake and I wailed on that one. I can't even imagine how much this mountain has. This mountain has got a shell of HP, I bet.
Oh, that one's still over there by itself too. Don't forget him.
I'll be alright.
Kandara realizes she's out there alone.
Fuck. She manages to hit.
Good.
Does she have any studs?
She's got one.
Oh, fuck.
She yells, "Metris, no help here!"
Where's
he's
Metris? Is this one?
He's our guy with the
Yeah,
mace.
fuck that. We got the big mountain of
That's
shambling.
the Husk's turn.
Shot hot. Oh, fuck.
We'll see what happens here.
I might break off and help her.
Can it make that? 5, 10, 15. Yeah, it teleports.
That's reasonable if they do that.
It runs, then uses its bonus action.
I can
and
make it over
teleports.
there. Think I should go help her?
And lashes out
He's gonna go.
with some claws.
No, I can get there in one turn.
It'd be
Mattress is going. Stay with me.
You want me to knock it off?
We can try.
Try knocking it off the
I'm
wall.
not against it.
Oh dear.
I mean, it is for giants. I mean, maybe we can kind of push them through it.
Like lift it.
It's not going to be
There's
as
no
easy.
reason for you not to try because it's a bonus action.
It's not going to be.
That's true. At the very least, you
It
just
can't be
push
as
it.
easy.
Kandara takes some pretty big hits from the claws of that husk.
Yeah, we can't let that
Alright.
happen.
Real
Doggo
slugger.
doesn't like that.
and
I don't even know if you. I guess you screamed maybe.
She
this
probably
husk that is on fire,
doesn't have a lot
but
of
not
health
completely burning. Takes some attacks against Domino.
Only his hands are on fire.
Only the very tips of his fingers are on fire.
either. What's our play, Jacob? Do I break off and help?
That's a
I mean, this
20
thing probably
something
swallowed
and
a few,
an 18.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay.
You.
Domino
I think I might
takes
go help her.
12
I can
slashing
help her,
damage.
too.
Well, but that thing's not fast.
And this husk
I know, but
scrabbles at Domino.
you
or-
guys are
you have
working
Cassius.
on that thing?
We do have it right by the edge.
Yeah. You guys work on that, I can help her.
25 and
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
23. 25
Sure,
and 23.
Mattress is going over
Hold
there.
it.
Anyways.
I mean,
Cassius takes 12 slashing damage from
I don't want to
Bonnie's
help this
claws.
thing.
An arrow.
Okay.
And that
She's an archer. She's not
brings us to Metris' turn.
that house in her
Metris.
face. Yeah, of course.
Teleport.
Teleport. I think that was 30.
Because stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck you, Metris. You did better when Eric was playing you.
I think he moved there, right?
That brings it to Carnan's turn.
All right. So I'm gonna charge right up in this guy's
Back up and get a bull rush going.
not grill because I don't want to be in his grills.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Not to play devil's advocate, but are the husks still falling on the ship?
No, you guys have gone way beyond where they were originally falling.
Well, that's a positive thing. Just does a shit balls. That's not great. Does a 14 hit?
The Husking, yes.
Yeah,
Does
this
it-
guy has
does
got
it
9
12
AC.
hit?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All in?
Their AC is 9. Because it's big and they're all moving.
All right. So
Like, they're not
They're
really
not very
dodging.
dexterous.
awkwardly 15.
Individually, they are dexterous, but piled together and stuck to each other, they are not.
23, 24 damage. All right. Between two attacks.
Dos
Ekis.
e quattro.
I'm gonna attempt to push it again.
Okay.
A boosh.
That's gonna fucking happen. 24 to push.
Gets a 20.
Nice. So we push it. Right there. Right. Yep. So Alright. Alright, and that is
Its turn.
well,
Oh god.
we're gonna do that. I'm gonna back off a little. Take a chance that it can't.
You have no studs. You have 2.
I have those. I was gonna say it might be helpful if we were close to it, then it wouldn't go anywhere. But now we're gonna undo all the pushing.
No, that's okay. I don't get an attack by
Fuck it
opportunity when it goes away. No,
Fuck it up.
'cause I
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, I didn't know it was touching you. Sorry. Don't mean to shear.
It's touching me. I'm at max health.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad it's touching you.
Got a 20 and a 26.
Those will hit.
And a 12.
12 damage.
No, the third attack was a 12. You take. Where's it here? 14 slashing damage.
Thank you. For doing damage to me.
That brings it to Cassius.
Okay. I'm going to hit this one with the cutlass. I got a 15.
Yeah, you're right, Jacob.
That is.
Okay. He takes 11 damage.
I'm gonna not move.
I'm going to hit the one in front of
It's gonna make it
Domhnall
easy
with the
either way.
same. I got a 22. And he takes 12.
Because that was 2 turns of pushing.
And the other one, just back to him, sorry, he takes 20.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to spend my movement.
And we've done quite a bit of damage.
30 to get there.
He's probably got a lot of hit points.
Trox.
I, against my best judgment,
How much health do you have?
enough.
You got this, Domhnall. I'm going to protect Kandara.
And then I'm gonna try and poke it twice with my spear.
Okay.
If not, I
Both
can make
should
it back
hit,
here.
because it's only 9. My plus is
so.
9, so I can't miss actually. But 26 damage from the spear. My well-made spear.
Super mobile healer.
In a very anticlimactic fashion, it just kind of falls apart.
What?
Ah!
Just
Oh,
a
wow.
huge pile of twitching bones and ligaments and flapping
Curiosity,
tendons.
how
and
much
stuff.
health did it have?
It had 99 hit points minus what it took from the fall. Plus, it was technically a swarm, so it had resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Ah.
So we didn't do very much damage to it every time.
Yeah, half.
Yeah. Well
That
done,
worked
sir.
out.
Well done.
Just beat on it till it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that's helpful. I'm... Well, it's not my turn, so I can't throw anything from it. I want to throw a piece of it over the wall again.
That brings us to Domhnall.
It's not a spite, I want to see all the dice.
22 to hit.
That's a lot of dice.
10, 20, 23 radiant.
It goes up like it's slicked in gasoline.
Like dead?
Just completely gone.
Okay.
Black ash floating on the non-existent wind.
Alright. And then with my offhand it's 14 to hit. The other one.
You
That
say
hits.
anticlimactic, but
Okay.
he kind of did a lot of damage, so he
Nah.
had his place in the world. It wasn't positive for us.
8 damage to
8
the other
damage.
one.
And it died.
Huh? But did you die? Is the question.
No one died
Did
yet.
you die?
Did
Yet.
Kandara take any damage yet?
Oh yeah, she's about at half hit points.
Okay.
She got fucked up pretty good.
And that brings it to Kandara's turn.
Well, if Kandara's at half hit points, I'm about a quarter, so.
You're at a quarter?
No, help Kandara.
Oh.
Kandara drops the bow, draws a belt
I
knife.
can help both of you, just... But it also heals them, too.
Maybe.
Help Kandara.
Kandara hits with her belt knife.
And Domhnall says help Kandara.
Deals a couple of damage to the husk.
There's only 2 of them left, though.
Yeah.
Or no, 3. There's another one that dropped.
Well, she saved me the
I
other
think
day,
that was-
so
No,
I kind
it's
of
okay,
owe
Now
her.
it's Metris' turn. Metris gets into position. Metris has advantage.
Nice position, Matt.
Fucking Metris. I believe that does 8 damage. Metris' turn is over. Did I go for the husks? No, I didn't. I skipped them again. Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. We think you're awesome.
Kandara takes another 14 fucking damage.
Oh fuck. Hey, heal her.
That's enough to kill her outright.
Canathar?
Kandara.
You said Canathar, right?
I thought you said Kandara. I don't know.
I thought I said Kandara. I meant Kandara.
Maybe you did.
Maybe I just heard Kandara because I was looking at Kandara.
Kandara is pretty much like Kandara is fierce and ready to cut the fuck up out of this husk, but she is covered in ragged claw marks all over her body, and she's bleeding pretty badly.
Cassius, help her!
I'm going to.
Oh, there's one more husk. And
Crack
it
it
attacks
down.
Domhnall.
It's not gonna
And gets a...
It puts him in a sleeper.
Puts him in a sleeper hold. Just hugs him.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to break
Just hugs him for a really long time. Does a 13 and a 16 hit?
Nope, both miss.
Alright, cool.
Nice.
Alright. Karnan's up.
16 would have hit
I
me.
have to go 30 movement. 1,
I didn't take
2,
a feat. I took
3, 4,
Took a bonus.
5,
I had a 17
6.
and a 15.
Shit, I'm not
And
get
strength
where I
and
want to
extra.
go.
Might as well bump both there.
Kandara, a little frantically says, fucking stab the shit out of it with your fancy sword!
Alright, so make...
Shield bash.
Well, I don't want to because it pushes it actually in a bad spot.
Then don't push it.
No, I got it. You can push it there.
It's dead.
The one next to us?
I don't want to push it right next to her.
It's already right next to her.
Yeah.
Well, but it,
Compelling argument!
yeah, but it takes it out of advantage for
He
her.
can just shit.
I'll
Kandara
have
says, stop
advantage
fucking
next
arguing
turn.
and stab it!
I'm not arguing.
That's what I mean is it doesn't matter. I'll have advantage next turn.
Okay. Alright. It might not matter because I might not hit it, so...
You're gonna hit it, Dave. I believe
No, I
you.
really probably didn't. 15 to hit?
Yep.
You can do it.
Does
I
a
believe
12
in
hit
you.
it?
No.
Fuck.
Attaboy.
So,
Bury the boy.
12 damage.
Boy.
Still okay.
Cool.
Still kicking.
Alright, I'm gonna push it, I guess. Or try to push it.
Somebody
That's
did,
not
like a
10
supercut
to push
on
it.
YouTube the other day. I'm just like, oh, like a bunch of boy. It's so funny.
Oh, gets an 11.
Boy.
Of course it does.
Boy.
Alright, so let's say...
Is it below? Well, yeah. Is it below half hit points?
No.
Well, that's
I say
fucked.
because then I would have had the disadvantage.
By like 3 hit points, but no.
Hold on a second. Let me just...
It's not an ability check. Yes, it is. Shut up, Kyle.
I'm trying. I've read those rules
You're
like
right,
3
should've
times
done-
to make sure I remember
should've
them
done.
because I forgot.
trouble too sometimes.
I forgot it
I should've
twice,
grappled
and
it.
it's like it should have hurt me more that round.
I should have grappled it instead. Fuck, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Yeah,
alright. If she goes down, we got her.
Husking's
We're pretty
dead,
controlled right
so
now.
we're back up at the top with Cassius.
Okay.
Cassius.
I'm gonna open the lantern to the beam,
Okay.
so that's my bonus action, and aim it at Kandara.
Okay. The beam.
Yeah.
So you're doing it Kandara, Husk, and Metris?
Yep.
Where are you?
I'm right there.
5, 10, 15.
Ooh, perfect.
So,
They'd all be in bright light.
so go ahead and roll 2d8 plus 5.
Oh, the beam's different. Damn.
5 plus 3, 8 plus 5 would be 13.
13.
Oh, that would have been convenient. Did you try to push it, Dave, or no?
I did.
Okay.
I failed.
We should have just had Kyle get on the big one and just stand like 30 feet from it and just.
As
beam
you
it till
open the
it explodes.
lantern and expose it to the heat of this region, ignites and sheds its bright light. The one husk that's left stops like in its interplay with Kandara and like because like no one's standing still. This is an ongoing fight. Like we just do it in turn by turn. It stops what it's doing and stares at the lantern.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
like a deer in the headlights.
No, like kind of like, huh.
Oh, okay.
It stops spitting, it stops hissing, and you all get a free attack and get it. And it just stares
Okay.
at the lantern.
Does this one
I'm
also
gonna
stay?
spend the rest of my movement to get next to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right here. from where I was at.
Metris, Kandara, and Karnan get a free attack against it.
That's kind of nifty.
What is the one next to me
Download
doing?
an attack?
Oh, I forgot that one was still alive. It's doing the same thing. You get a free attack against that.
Can I shoot one with my bow? No. Okay.
Is that a free attack or a free reaction?
21 to hit.
Yes. Which do you want?
I don't know if I get my offhand attack.
No, just make it a free attack.
What's your
21 to hit it.
That hits.
That's fair.
15 damage. Max fucking damage.
Very nice.
Fun.
16 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Thanks, homie.
15, you said?
Yeah. Max damage. Sorry.
Well, I didn't want to like shine it when we had a bunch of them, but I'd like to know for the future.
Dude, that's a pretty
38
substantial
radiant.
It is, but
Holy
it
hell.
could have been, Dave. It could have been worse the other way.
thing. Right.
It stopped staring at the lantern because it's been incinerated.
Nice.
Wow. Can we like
So
capture
every
this
turn
house and
my-
use it?
It gets hotter.
Just
burns
keep the
hotter, burns
lantern
brighter.
facing at it, and it'll be
This
like
is also
our pet.
shedding light, and
So, a few seconds pass, and it's now Turok's turn. And who has studs?
I
Or did
have
you-
the
you
rest
do
of
more.
my
You do
my
more.
turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do more. Go ahead. Sorry.
20 damage to that one.
Fine then. Fucking overachiever.
And I would just like to point out that my spear is now shedding dim light in 60 feet radius, and
Is
Right,
that
like,
just from
is
your
it
red hot
Is it
glow?
going like?
Yeah, the whole blade looks like molten metal.
Is?
Yeah.
Dude, this shit's like fucking Satan, man. This is awesome.
what's the eye doing? After I just incinerated too.
Sorry.
Looking around like wildly, like it's constantly in motion, fixating on you, on the husk you were killing, on the other guys in the group, on the other husks, just
Does
like
it look
looking
excited?
around. And you see for a very long period of time, when he unveils the lantern, it's watching the lantern.
Ooh.
Is it excited?
Hard to tell from just an eye, maybe.
I don't know. He's rolling on its excitement table.
I think sometimes Clint just rolls though. I don't think it doesn't always mean something.
It doesn't always mean
Clint
something.
actually doesn't have a
except
table
when it
for
does.
anything.
I have lots of tables. I'm not gonna lie. A few seconds pass, and your turn was done, and now it's Turnock's turn. And Domhnall has studs. You have studs. You have studs. Herbert, Kandara, all have studs.
Everyone but me.
All of a sudden, you guys feel like almost like a jolt of electricity down your arms or your collarbones or wherever you have studs implanted. Like, it's not painful. It's kind of like licking a 9-volt battery, and it's coming from each of your individual studs.
I've got mine on my forearm.
That's a
like
terrible
Park.
feeling.
What's
I'm
that?
so
Mine's in
glad I
my
don't have
forearm like
studs.
Park.
Oh, nice, nice.
All you magic users.
Whenever I need to pull up my inventory, you see it.
And I guess it's Domhnall's turn.
Oh, tingly jingly.
I feel warm and tingly inside.
Do it.
Okay.
Did it do this at all when I was walking into it?
This is a completely new experience.
And this is.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't have noticed I was burning.
I don't know.
Dom will touch the spear at the last one remaining. I rolled a natural one.
Does it blow up?
It might go over the edge.
Roll a die.
Dude, you just got the badass spear. And you gonna lose.
I rolled a natural one!
If you destroy it again, I'll die. Crank is gonna be pissed. Oh, that's better. It's just gonna kill them all.
It buries itself in the deck.
I thought I was gonna sail wide and go straight off the edge of the lava.
What's that?
Are any of us taking any burning damage from being next to this thing?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh my god, that would have been incredible.
Fuck. Dude!
Whoops! It's slipped!
He comes around the corner all
Anything else?
full of piss and vinegar and just whips that spear.
Definitely not.
You should probably get like a chain or something that you. So
Dude, you need to tether
pull it
that
back.
bitch. You need to put a tether on that thing.
That's amazing.
It's Kandara's turn, and I hope it doesn't melt through the deck.
Me too!
Go get it.
And she slashes at the husk.
I'm going to as soon as I can.
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck, boys.
Yeah.
It's the husk's turn.
No.
I tell the husk to pick it up.
Do you still have the light out?
I still have the light out.
It's mesmerized by the light.
Okay.
Oh wait, I got
Watching.
Did you? I think so.
Yeah, it's,
And now it's Metros' turn. What's that?
I think you got skipped.
Oh, I did. Turok, you're up.
I'll just try something here. 18, 17 to hit.
Both hit.
8. Would 8 damage kill it?
Not quite.
Then 16 damage.
That would kill it. It goes down.
If combat's over, Donald runs.
You should get that very
Spear as
quickly.
fast as
I was
he
gonna
can.
say, if
Yeah.
not, I'm gonna try to like quickly like at least knock it away where it's not.
No, I'm running to grab it immediately.
Make a dex check.
We passed the flying carpets.
17.
Okay. You manage to just barely grab the haft, pop it up, and basically tap the stud while it's in midair to shut it off before it can start burning. You, personally.
All right.
If it would have went over the edge, I would have died left.
And there is a spear-shaped hole in the top deck. Not all the way through the deck plating, but it's melty.
I am so sorry.
I've heard that before.
That's amazing.
Dude, you almost fucking lost the spear again.
Should have had him do the
This is why I don't throw weapons.
If he would have nailed Kandara, though, that would have been equally funny.
Not funny.
I mean, not in character funny, but here it would have been hilarious.
Terrible for my
Kandara says, "What the fuck is going on with our studs? Don't fucking throw that again."
Lesson learned.
The second time.
Ooh, I can't wait till
No, it's-
everything
She
hangs in the
starts
balance.
yelling for Herbert. Herbert! And he comes out and he's mesmerized by the studs on his body. What the fuck's going on with our studs, Herbert? Why are their husks so fucking far from the font?
Probably related.
They're probably just hunting us.
They can't. They go inactive when they're more than like 100 or something.
Well, we're
miles.
more than 100 miles right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're way more.
And
than
they're
that.
fucking not inactive, so
Right?
There must be
The
some
laws
kind
of-
of, like,
the
magic
laws of
leak down here.
physics are fucking happening, so
So
yeah, so clearly there's something
what
else
we
down
know about the husks is they're near the font, which is volcanic.
Well, the font now we know is magical in nature. I mean, it always was, but now that's the source of all magic. That's why they're probably
yeah, the source.
reanimated
So,
near it. I would assume.
how are they alive? Because we're not near it.
Well, I'm just
It's like
mentioning
a
that
natural gas leak, but it's a magic
we
leak.
know that there's volcanic activity around it. It could be something related to that. There could be some sort of
So you're
magic
saying
flowing
this
down
is
here.
fucking volcanic magma.
This is magic.
This is magical fucking volcanic magma. So by
I mean, we've seen weirder things.
correlation, the fucking fire spiders are magical.
Possibly.
I can't. Now they're magical fire spiders.
No,
Dire magical fire spider.
I give up. I can't handle it.
At
Yeah, I
this
don't
moment,
know.
one of the crowsanks comes up behind you and just like gently licks the back of your neck, and you just
Herbert says, "Is anyone willing to test their studs to see
sure.
what stud do you have?"
I could use
I have
cure
the
wounds.
healing word.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
one.
use an action surge if
You mean a second wind?
yeah, that one.
Yeah, I'll test it.
Who are you using it on?
Not me. Use it on Jacob.
I'm gonna use it. Can I use it on myself just to make
Yeah.
sure it doesn't?
Kandara
Yeah.
probably needs it.
Well, I know she needs it, but I don't want to hit her with something if it's gonna.
No.
I gotcha.
Oh boy.
Hi, puppy.
You brought a second character tonight, right?
I have a second character
works
in
perfectly.
mind.
So, it uses a 9th level slot,
Oh,
and
that's kind of
I
sexy.
rolled a 14. You're poisoned.
Oh.
You want to just aim the lantern?
I am the lady.
Uses a 9th level slot.
Domino will go ahead and try to tap his magic missile stud.
He
Shoot
uses
a
it.
magic missile into the ceiling.
Uses
No.
a 9th level stud. Uses a 9th level slot.
Into the ceiling?
Oh, damn.
So for some reason, magic is
you
really
need to make a
strong
DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Of course I do.
I'm back up to full then.
Hey, you gonna poke me with that thing?
Does anything happen to this stud after I use it? Does it keep
No.
sparking like that?
It doesn't spark. It just feels like you're.
It's a saving throw, you said?
Yeah.
I throw it at...
Con?
I'm going to throw it individually at... Well, actually, I'm going to get Kandara first.
11.
Okay. You pass out.
Of course I do.
That fight was a lot of excitement for you. You're getting up there.
I'm sorry. What are you doing?
I'm gonna throw it at Kandara because she saved me from blowing up. And then
That's fair.
Or
I
the
can-
healing?
I do both the lantern,
I can wait my turn.
Okay.
and then I'll hit him with the healing word.
Okay.
So I aim the lady at Kandara and hit him with healing word.
A new healing word
A new one.
uses a 9th level slot.
What does that mean? Oh, 94. Hey.
And you're poisoned.
Hey, not bad
Hey.
though.
Then you just.
I'm gonna light on myself again.
We should get rid of all our healing.
This isn't a new chart. I'm just rolling really fucking low.
I'm unconscious.
This is
Herbert kicks or doesn't kick. He kind of nudges Cassie or Domino awake.
You're so sweaty.
I shine the light on you.
The feeling after you pass out.
How
is
big?
like the
How big is
worst.
the lantern? Is it like obnoxiously large? Like
It kind of is because
It's
it's
at
got
least
that
as big as
skull.
the skull, yeah.
yeah, like one of those giant like
When it's hanging on your hip, you can't fit through doors.
one of the
straight.
boat lights or something.
Like turned
It's
sideways.
like- it's not something that you just like walk into town.
It's like one of the lights in a lighthouse.
Yeah.
You should probably give it a Turok. It'd be like a normal sized light.
There you go.
People wouldn't question it.
And you have a height advantage. Aim.
That's what you should do. Stand right
Well-
here and just spin in circles with it.
Too bad. Well, I would say we could have hit Timon in the face with it. Like, you. Sigmund.
That's interesting. Now what?
I don't want
Boat,
to try
go
any
faster.
studs.
Boat.
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah, let's get this boat moving.
Boat speed.
Boat never stopped. You're fine.
What's the one to make it go faster?
Yeah, to make it go faster.
He said be careful of that one.
Just
Well,
one notch.
this is careful. Boat fast. We just got in a fight with a bunch of things. I think we can be a little careful by escaping. Boat go. Yeah.
Boat go.
Alright. Kicking up a little more lava behind you. You're moving fast.
Just a little bit. That's all we needed. Just a little bit more.
Do we ever feel the tingly go away, or is that
Nope.
maybe it's something that happened to all of?
I closed the
whole
lantern. Does it do anything?
Nope.
What if, like, I don't know. What if
Something
the
probably
giant's
happened.
waking up is reactivating something?
I was gonna say something might have just happened ambiently in the world where everybody's feeling.
That's that.
Or it could be right
Which
here.
is bad if husks are just
Everywhere
everywhere now.
Yeah. That would be shitty.
Huh.
The next day passes pretty uneventfully.
Ah, that day sucks.
That's good.
The sheer vertical nature of the cliffs flanking the river is kind of softening out to kind of like craggy hills. And you can see the Blackstone access walkway is kind of starts way over there, and it's kind of arcing to be closer to the river of lava. Until after several hours of travel, it's about 50 yards from the edge of the shore.
Ooh, that's a run.
The lava river widens here until it becomes kind of a lava lake, about a mile across, with another kind of river splitting off from it on the right. And you can see that there's a huge Blackstone dock type thing up ahead, kind of dominating the far shore of the lake. It's a lot less industrial looking than the one at the fortress that Karen Kamanos operated. It's more of just like big piece of Blackstone and like Blackstone piers and docks and that sort of thing. There's not really a bunch of lifting mechanisms or anything. It looks like it's kind of a
There's a spot to stop, but not like for loading and unloading gear or anything, basically. Your vessel has slowed to the point where it's barely moving faster than a slow walk. And you can see that between you and the dock on the far side of the lake are a dozen or so huge turtle-like lizard things floating in the lava. You recall carrying commandos referring to them as tilak. The shelled lizard things have huge disc-like shells, beak mouths, long club-like tails. The smallest of them is about 30 feet in diameter, and the biggest is almost twice that.
Holy shit.
Some of them kind of see you guys and they make like reptilian, like turtle honking noises. If you've ever heard turtles like fuck, they make honking noises. These ones aren't fucking, but they're making honking noises at you. They don't really seem to be afraid of your vessel or want to eat it. They just kind of and kind of float along in the water. Like they're kind of just bobbing and
They're just there.
These bodies can withstand 2,000 degree temperatures.
Yeah, those tough bastards.
They seem like they're buoyant enough that like maybe your vessel could kind of like bump
Dunk
into
'em?
them slowly and nudge them out of the way pretty easily.
Boat slow.
We can go around them though. Boat around.
And they don't seem overtly aggressive to you guys, but if you start smacking them with a big metal boat,
Yeah, let's slow down and avoid. Yeah, we do whatever we can in our
Boat
power.
avoidance. Boat.
Yeah. Ship, slow, and giant.
What are all the commands? They say go away.
Halt, slow, travel, dock near walkway, resume travel, return to origin, increase speed, but you have to be careful with increased speed.
Right. Well, there's no turn.
Well, there is if you'd say return to origin. Go back.
I should avoid it, right? Right, boat? Right? Boat?
the boat kind of starts to veer to the left a little.
Perfect.
But there's not really enough room, so it looks like it's probably gonna bump one of them a little bit.
Boat return? Make it turn and fold.
What do you say? What do you
What's
say?
the slow down, Kyle?
There's a walkway we can dock near and try to walk the rest of the way.
The walkway's
You
like
said we're
50
at the
yards
dock
through
already.
lava land.
Yeah. What's that?
I said, isn't the walkway like 50 yards through lava land?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
that's a
can
hike.
dock near.
No, but we can only get 50 yards close to it. It's off the off the edge a little bit.
It's like 50 yards from the edge, which is.
So that's like a big run through lava area
Yeah. 150 feet.
through the heat and all and whatnot.
Okay.
That's at least 2 rounds, right?
Yeah. A couple rounds.
If we double move. 60 feet around, yeah. Okay, 3. Fuck it, let's see what happens. Dink that turtle.
Okay. The boat kind of tries to veer to the left a little bit, but there's a T-lock in the way, but it kind of slows down enough to where it stops and doesn't bump it. So you're kind of sitting here, like the shore is here. There's a T-lock kind of like bobbing and floating
Ooh.
in the water here.
I got it. Big ass blow on the horn.
Yeah.
Wake up all the fire
Do you get out your trumpet, your giant trumpet?
Yeah. I
Okay.
go to the horn.
Okay.
I'm giving it all I got. The biggest breath I've ever given. It's gonna make a move.
Make a Constitution check to see how long you can sustain this nautical tubing.
You know what these honks sound like? Are you sure they're not mating?
13.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. You get the T-lock's attention, and it kind of approaches the boat and kind of nudges it with its shell a little bit, and the boat kind of. No damage done though.
Less. 8.
So, I'm kind of curious to try this.
Oh my fuck.
I'm
With
tired.
the lantern. You know, like you shine a laser pointer or something. The cat like, whoo. Take the lantern and put it on the beam.
That
and
is
I'm gonna shine
hilarious.
it in front of the boat, like on like a wall or something, like near the T-lock. But see if maybe like they go that way. Try to like swat at it or something.
Oh my.
like it too much. Yeah. All right. So you shine this
Artifact.
Artifact. This ancient artifact.
The laser pointer of winter.
God laser.
So okay, you distract the T-lock with this light.
I love
It's curious.
I love it so much.
Kind of bobs in the water, and you can see it. It has kind of like not flippers, but like webbed, like turtle type feet. Splashes some lava and kind of follows out of the way.
Oh go.
So, did we ever receive any kind of a warning of this lantern extinguishing itself and needing rest?
No.
No.
It just needs.
We
fuel.
just know that if
It
you
just-
get really close to it when it's hot, it hurts a lot.
So,
It
That's
just
the
it
downside
needs
to
it needs
this.
some sort of source.
do you
So like
have,
sunlight
do you
or
have
heat.
more of the source?
It's
Yeah,
always
it's just
sunlight
hot.
or heat.
All you do is something hot or sunlight.
Some potent power source, like you could shoot a lightning
His
bolt
spear.
into it with magic. You could use magical flame.
It just needs some kind of
Dump
energy
holes
to
in it.
amplify.
Read the chat. Cassius in all of them has experimented the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
if there's someone who's an expert on this artifact, it's Cassius.
Okay.
Yes.
Agreed. Just making sure we're not going to lose another one of the fucking only few artifacts that exist.
So once you get the T-lock out of the way, you make it to the dock,
Depression in my voice. Oh, we made it to a dock.
and you know it's arranged in such a way that like
What's on
the dock is high enough that you're right up next to it, and you just have to step off of the boat onto the dock.
What's on the ceiling?
I don't know, fucking spiders, God.
Oh wait, are we? Is it? This is the watch eye
House of
eye
Eyes?
tower? Yeah.
No, Karen Kamano said it would be about a day's walk from here
Okay.
to the House of Eyes,
Okay.
Which is potentially underwater.
which is potentially underwater.
Oh, well, that ought to do well for all you people with studs that are electrocuting your bodies.
It's really weird.
We're underwater.
No, I'm saying when we go underwater, that ought to do good for people.
Well, we
that
can't
have-
go to
Salt
water
water
anyways,
only
that's
just
the
really
last of our
conducts
worries.
electricity. That's
Right.
really okay.
The water
Once
is
you get it
silty.
going, the spear is hot enough to incinerate any water that comes in contact with it.
Well, but the people with studs
Just
stuck
take it
in
with
their
it into the
bodies,
ocean.
and that's the thing.
Let it do its work.
Are
at
you
lowering the ocean.
saying I can be Moses?
Let my
I'm almost positive that's exactly what he said.
Because that's how I think I interpreted
I
that.
heard it.
I think he's implying you can try it.
Like I got blackstone all over
So?
me. It's probably heavy as fuck in this thing.
I think that is where we'll call it a little bit for this evening, because
Alright,
the next couple sections
Thank
I
you.
really don't want to get bogged down in,
Oh, thank you.
because that'll make it take several hours.
Yeah, that can't be good.
Alright.
Thank you.
Alright.
Well done, Clint. As always.
Good job.
Nope. Farewell, YouTube.